All right, Matt. The Cougars take the field. 3:11 to play in this game right here. Jack Merritt leading the Cougars out in this new walk-in they're doing. Matt.
Even if we can go farther than just awful.
Yeah, Shawnee Mission North managed to put up a few points against Shawnee Mission Northwest, but that 70-point total last week from Matt is what really stands out. That's a whole lot of points, even against a bad football team. Olathe South's offense is going to be dangerous, but the Cougar defense last week, and really the whole season, has played phenomenally. They got scored on last week a couple times, but they were given the, situations that weren't conducive for them to succeed, Matt. They were playing defense on their own end zone half the time. The field position flipped back and forth over and over and over again. Their offense couldn't stay on the field. They were defending for almost an entire game. All in all, really not a bad performance at all.
No, the defense played well last week, except for that one drive we saw.
Morrison tonight. We'll be getting to you just in about a minute here for kickoff. Matt, what do you think your score predictions are for this game?
I think there's a couple factors that play into it, as there is in every game. I'm going to say Northwest is going to win by 14 tonight. We put up a lot of points. That Olathe South defense has not shown me really anything this year that makes me feel like they're going to stop them. I'm going to say we're going to win 38-24. Actually, you know, I'm going to lessen it down a little bit. I think we still win by the 14-point margin. I'm going to go. Let's go with 31-17. 31-17.
Matt Owens predicting a big day from the Cougar offense, and I got to say, dangerous. It's a dangerous look that the Cougars can provide. It's something that Olathe South has to prepare for midweek, and if they didn't take enough time on it, it's opportunity to open up the play.
Yes, agreed there. I really like the B.J. Harvey package, as you mentioned, that Wildcat formation. I went for a 30-yard touchdown last week and when they went on the 4th and 1. And that really brings a new element to the offense. We don't really have a run-and-pound type of offensive strategy. But in those 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 4th and 2 type of situation, you're able to bring in B.J. Harvey, and you know he's going to pick up those 1 to 2 yards to get that first down.
So Tristan McCrite's going to get things going for the Cougars here. Blasting the ball downfield. Had a rough week last week. Let's see if we can bounce back. This ball lands at about the 20-yard line, caught by Olathe South. They find some space in the middle and manages to get to about the 37-yard line. So Olathe South,
Jake Nuremberg on the carry, or excuse me, on the reception,
will be taking the ball off from about the 37-yard line. Not horrible field position to start the game for the Falcons.
No, that's sort of what you wanted. Short kick, though, by Tristan. Only got it to the up back. He's usually putting him in the 10 to 5-yard range from the end zone. So a little short kick. I don't know if the weather's getting to him or maybe he lost footing out there or something like that.
So we're going to see the Cougars line up defensively. It's going to be the nose tackle, big Travis Morrison, big powerful force. Doesn't get the sack numbers that guys like Austin White, Reed Steinmack, John Hanneman have been able to rack up this year, but he's a big, powerful guy that occupies the center and opens holes for other guys.
Yeah, John Hanneman has been really, I think, the team MVP of this year on the defensive side. He's been so impressive getting to open field tackles like that. And number 21, Tyler Cable on the carry. So and for the quarterback right now is currently number 9, Kobe Shenyang. He is a sophomore defensive back on the roster. They don't have the current quarterback listed out there.
So Kobe Siavong is taking it as a defensive back, playing the quarterback position.
We saw this a lot last week, too, with Sanchez back there. Their quarterback.
Whistle was blown on this play. Not sure why here. We're going to see what the call is.
2nd down and 3. And they are going to use a timeout with 11:23 to go in the first quarter. I know it's not the second half, so timeouts aren't as valuable, but they can still be valuable going into the end of the half.
Yeah, it is an opportunity here, Matt. Strange timeout call there, especially on a 2nd and 3. Really not a difficult situation to get a play call, and your whole playbook's open at this point. They have opportunities to get the first down on 3rd and 4th down if they choose to go for it. Interesting to see what they come out of this timeout with here. Maybe they called it because they didn't like something they saw on their offense or to save a 12.
Watching film coming up to this game is Olathe South actually has a lot of options back in quarterback. When watching film, I've seen number 16 Isaac Alexander play. I've seen number 9 Kobe Schoenberg play, as he's saying now. I've also seen number 3 Jake Nuremberg play. So they have a lot of options they put back there in a Wildcat formation. They're down in 3.
So it's still Siavong at the quarterback spot. Hands the ball off again. This time up the middle. Looks like he's going to get past the first down and down to about the 48-yard line. Not a bad run right there, though, on 3rd and 3.
No, just not to pick up the first down. That was my number 20. No threat. He just threw it up for grabs there. I mean, he's lucky he's most likely going to get a pass interference penalty out of it. Unless it goes against the... It could go against the offense, so I'm not entirely sure. We'll see what the call is.
I believe it will be pass interference on the offense. The wide receiver on this near side, Matt, did look to push off.
He's running that bootleg, which exposes yourself much more than staying in the pocket in that situation. And you only have basically two vertical routes on that play. And if you throw the ball up for grabs, not a smart play design, I think, in that situation.
On the field for the Cougars, up top on the left side, it's going to be Caleb Addington and Hayden Goodpasture, the two leading receivers for the Cougar, Matt. After what we saw from Hayden Goodpasture his sophomore season, and even his junior year, we expected him to be a big time receiver for the Cougars this year, and he certainly hasn't been flat, but
I love that jet sweep type of play they put in the playbook, this year, but they haven't really run it a lot. That's a beautiful play by Hayden Goodpasture. That'll be a gain of 12 yards to the 42 for a first down and 10.
Yeah, Hayden Goodpasture, one of the best in the state at the 400, gets those legs moving, and he's a quick-moving guy. He's got a big frame, but he's hard to bring down as well in the open field.
He's tall, he's athletic, and he's fast. A perfect combination for a wide receiver. Rushes 4, finds Floyd Martin wide open in the middle to the 50, to the 45, and dragged down by number 22 on that play, Miles Nash. That's good enough for a Cougars first down and a gain of 17.
Yeah, and the Cougars wide receiver core really took a hit this year when Peyton Carter went down with a season-long injury over the summer. But, Matt, there's something about this Cougar receiving core that makes them really hard to defend, and that's the variety that you see in your receivers. You got receiver attitude that Caleb Addington carries on the field.
Oh, the beautiful running back screen. Linneman takes it in the open field to the 35. Makes a man miss to the 30. To the 25. It looks like he's going to be dragged out of bounds at the 20-yard line. That was a beautiful play set up by the screen pass. And the O-South knew nothing what was coming to them. They all rushed the quarterback thinking free meat. They saw the beef jerky right there. But they should have waited back for the animal beef.
So Spencer Stewart knocked down on the play, comes up a little slow, but a great gain from Ty Linneman. Ty Linneman takes it down to the 20-yard line. Spencer Stewart will be working in the red zone for the first time tonight with 9:43 on the clock left in the first quarter. Cougars have an opportunity right here to take the lead. Spencer Stewart's going to be in the shotgun.
23, Blaze White. I don't know if I used prosecuting right.
So Blaze White gets around the edge. Spencer Stewart, though, smart play to get that ball off. Maybe a little bit dangerous, Matt. One of those opportunities where he could have taken that one, but I like to see Spencer Stewart looking to get the ball out of his hands. He took quite a few sacks last week, and Matt, some of them even pulled the Cougars into 4th and 40-plus yard situations 2 times last week. They were punting the ball, and it barely got past the line of scrimmage. So Spencer.
If anyone can get a first down on 3rd down, it's this Cougar offense, which is very, very air raid type.
It's 3rd and 10 from the 20-yard line. The Cougars have 9:27 on the clock. Spencer Stewart and Tyler Lindemann checking to the sideline. Signals coming. It's going to be another shotgun play here. Spencer Stewart does not take snaps from under center, Matt.
It's just no, I've yet to see him take one this entire year.
Just not something the Cougars work at. It limits them a little bit offensively, but really there are no secrets with this Cougar team. The teams that play.
Jay Haynes on the tackle. That'll bring up 4th down and 5 from the 15-yard line. I think you go for it here. I don't know if you fully trust your kicker on the situation. I go for it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Matt. Tristan McCray had a rough week last week. Probably the best opportunity to get him back into this game is an extra point. Just give him a little chip shot to get the confidence back in. Not necessarily a great opportunity right here for a 33-yard field goal from McCray.
Martin, just a little out of reach of Martin on that play.
So the Cougars do go turn over the ball on downs. It's from 4th and 5 from their own 15. Not a bad play call, though. Matt and I both agreed that it was the right time to go for the ball there. And they're pinned back pretty far, Olathe South, and they're going to put the ball back in the defense's hands, who had a great opening series.
Yep, the Cougar defense is their #1 priority. The offense can put up points, but the defense has really impressed me this year. The only bad game really they had against Easton, who doesn't have a bad game against Easton, except for last night. That was a very curious game. Gardner Edgerton was actually leading 28-21.5. East went on to score 4 touchdowns in the second half to win that game.
With his first carry of the game for the Olathe South Falcons there. And Olathe South is going to be, again, back to that ground and pound play style. Really run the ball up the middle. The throw was a bit curious, and B.J. Harvey managed to make the most of it.
Olathe South right now, maybe a couple slant routes, but they're definitely not going to beat you deep. And you see the Cougars loading up that box there. They have no one back. 33 in motion. Comes right behind the center. Tyler Cable on the carry. That's good for an Olathe South first down with 8:34 to go in this game. 2nd and 7. Or excuse me, 1st and 10. It was 2nd and 7. With sort of a hurry-up type offense here because we know what they're going to run. Just like we know what the Cougars are going to run, we know what Olathe South's going to run. A run play. Yards on the play. Or excuse me, 6 yards on the play.
Siavong still getting the opportunity to play the quarterback spot, Matt. It's something that we've seen from a lot of teams this year. Really no set #1 quarterback. Shawnee Mission East, even one of the best teams in the state, is doing it this year. They like the idea of having multiple looks because it's hard. You got a week to figure out who you're playing. In playoff football, it's even harder because you can't game plan for them during the season.
Especially when you run a heavy run offense. When you run a pass offense, it's really hard because the timing takes a while to develop with your wide receivers. But when you're running a heavy offense or heavy run offense, take that ball down to, we'll see what they're spotted, to the 35-yard line for an Olathe South. First down with 7:42 to go.
Excellent push by the Olathe South lineman right there. Just plowed over the 6-man front that the Cougars had lined up. Really no secret to what they were doing there, and Cable made the most of that run right there.
He has been a pretty impressive back right here. They've actually gone with more run at the middle type of thing. Right behind the blocking of actually number 33, Grant Stainbrook, as you see him go right behind the line and act as a fullback, and he's really opened up the gaps right. Right there and create that fullback. You know, that's an extra blocker. When you run up the middle, you see that linebacker, you see Merritt or something, you're able to get on him real quickly.
Yeah, as I was saying, Kansas State's been making a career out of it. Bill Snyder, Kansas State, producing fullbacks, and I don't understand why you wouldn't want to use it, Matt. It just makes sense to put another blocker in the backfield for your quarterback or in front of your running back just to clear the way a little bit, maybe open up a hole. If it's the difference between 1 extra yard of play, it's certainly worth having back there.
I do like the fullback. I don't know why teams are going away from him. They're going for the spread offense, push everyone outside, but I think when you have a run first off, 2 keep it with Siavong, and he will go a decent amount of way down to the 5-yard line.
So Siavong carries it all the way down to the 7-yard line before he's brought down. The Cougars just ripped apart right there. This is really not what we've seen from the Cougar defense.
No.
Uncharacteristic right here. They've been great against the run, especially last week, a similar style offense. We've got to start figuring things out here for the Cougars.
They do, and really with this year they've been burned by the pass a couple times. For the run, they've been very, very solid. Just a couple runs at the middle, too. They try to do that read option type of formation on that last play, and they're able to just go right in the middle. We have Siebel and Silmong in.
79, Dylan Bruner comes up with that fumble recovery, and wow, things were really not looking the Cougars' favor right there, Matt, and just like that, it turns on a dime. 6:12 remaining. The Cougars are going to have the ball at about the 10-yard line. 9-yard line is the spot. That's a big defensive play, but really an unforced error by Olathe South right here.
They do that jet sweep, and you got to secure that ball. You got to make sure that ball is secured before you take any steps forward, because just like a wide receiver, that look downfield before they catch the ball. You got to catch the ball first. If you don't catch the ball, it doesn't matter how much open space is in front of you. It's going to be a drop ball.
Great fumble recovery, though, from Bruner. The ball's bouncing around his feet.
He had a couple
down
of
on
good
that ball.
turnovers this year.
From a curtain defense right there. Caleb Addington still comes up with it.
Evan Foster was all over him on that play.
Almost got through. Was a shoestring and tackle away from an even bigger gain, but the Cougars, just like that, get out of the shadow of their own end zone.
Good play there by Spencer Stewart. That's a 20-yard gain from the 5 to the 25.
Obviously a great quarterback when the ball was in his hands, but even before the snap, one of the best in the game at just communicating his play and being a calming presence, but also intimidating the other team and scaring them really into jumping across the line. They're so eager to get to that ball and to hawk down. On this drive right here, Caleb Addington checks out of the game. 2 big gains. Spencer Stewart's going to go right back into the shotgun. The Cougars are looking to run a play quickly here. 2 on his left side, 3 on his left side, 2 on his right. He's standing right in the middle of the hash marks.
Tristan Acock. Or excuse me, number 2, Justin Mitchell, the freshman, one of the 3 freshmen on varsity this year. But you make that defense timid, so they're more or less likely to. That is a double. More or less likely. That's not good English. But they're less likely to come across, get that good, as in Madden, that good jump snap.
So no safeties back. The ball well on 2nd and 3. So from the 34-yard line, the Cougars are going to be right back into field goal range, really, and an opportunity to get into the red zone.
Yeah, that's kept by number 1, Montez Smith, the senior wide receiver on that play. That'll bring up first down and 10 for the Cougars after that play for Montez Smith. From my perspective, that Olathe South tipped it, and then he just walks in the end zone, and I see the touchdown go up. I'm like, what? I missed that one.
Yeah, it looked like Caleb Addington had dropped the ball the way he turned and just kind of waltzed into the end zone really casually. Tristan McCright's going to have an opportunity for his extra point, but really a great drive from the Cougars, Matt.
Yeah,
just about as good as
a high snap to hold, the kick is up, and that looks good. It is
Tristan
good.
McCright converts his extra point, get him some confidence from last week. There goes that boy, Caleb. Things, but Spencer Stewart was able to draw them off sides, able to complicate things with the hard count, find open passes. He hit his receivers that entire drive. Matt, great drive from the quarterback.
It really was. Good drive on really any part on that one. Usually when you score a touchdown, you have all the gears working. About that one, all the gears were oiled and working for sure on that drive.
So McCright's going to kick the ball off now. Let the South standing on their 10-yard line. A little bit of a win tonight, but shouldn't affect his kicks too much. It looks like it's coming from behind him.
Number 5 back there, Jamison Phillips, looks like he'll be the main return. It looks like they have a 3-way back there for returning, but 1 man deep. And another pooch get. I don't know if the Cougar strategy was keep it away from Jamison or Tristan McCright just doesn't want to kick it deep. They did have that 1 touchdown return last week. Sanchez from Olathe North did return it all the way, actually a 100-yard return. He took it back from the goal line. So maybe they're a little scared about that happening. They don't want a special teams play to happen, especially with their defense being really good.
So Shawnee Mission Northwest will start their defensive front at the 35-yard line. The big boys up front are going to look to continue what they were doing last week and kind of abandon the first 2 drives, really, where Olathe South is able to move the ball up the middle. Again, as a defensive back, he's played some quarterback this year, but they've also mixed it up with their quarterbacks throughout the year. The wide receiver on this left-hand side is going to be number 88, A.J. Shields. A.J. Shields is going to be their number 1 wide receiving target this year, but as we said, Matt, they don't throw the ball a whole lot. The Cougars are going to pack it into the box here. Only
for the Falcons. We'll see what the play call is for Olathe South. Trying to pick up, excuse me, it'll be 3rd down.
So Siavong looking back to the sideline. 3:27 remaining in the first quarter here. 2nd and 3 from the 43-yard line. Quick moving quarter, Matt. Not a whole lot of penalties. Points are going on the board, and there's not a whole lot of drop passes to stop the clock.
It's been a very well played first half for the Cougars.
It's got to be better on the defensive line. The big boys up front have to get more of a push and keep them back in the backfield.
Yeah, that type of play is just a run up the middle with Sengen, and he gets them the 1st down on the play.
B.J. Harvey, the deep safety. The linebacking core right now, John Hanneman has dropped back from his defensive line position to play an outside linebacker spot to try to contain these runs. But I wouldn't be surprised.
About 2 yards on the play. Looks like the referee's going to give him.
Ball down to the 50-yard line. Olathe South, 2nd and 8. With 8 yards to go to get the 1st down, and they got a couple opportunities here running the ball again, but this isn't a bad opportunity to throw the ball, Matt. If the Cougars were looking for throw, it'd be on a play like this where
they put in the heavy package. It looks like they bring in 2 tight ends, have the fullback back there. They have Richardson, and then they're going to bring in number 21, Siegel, on the play. He's outright, though, and that is a false start. I don't know exactly who he was trying to block there. I'm still wondering that because he just stood up and looked like he was about to fight a bear. But
so that'll move
back.
The The 5 yards right back, jumps him off sides. Matt, that's just poor discipline right there. That's an opportunity for the Cougars to
Man, did he take a hit.
Siavong laid out right there.
Siavong got hit back to Shanghai on that play.
So they were able to get the completion, though, the 1st and 10 from the 35. Olathe South, again, moving the ball, Matt. Not a great start from the defense in this quarter, this series, this drive.
But they have come up with turnovers. Neither of the defense have showed me why they should win this game right now. The Cougar offense has been impressive, and the defense has gotten those 2 turnovers, though, but have given up a decent amount of yards. Sort of like that Chiefs type of defense, bend but don't break. On to kick is number 96, or excuse me, number 99, Wes Stang. That kick is up, and it is good.
So Olathe South now tied 7-all with the Cougars with 1:22 remaining. The score is 7-7. Cougars are going to receive this kickoff, first kickoff they've received of the game so far. 1:22 remaining, Matt. A whole lot of time on the clock, a whole lot of time left in this football game. We know Olathe South can put up points, so they proved it last week.
Lindeman's actually playing up on this one. They're not expecting a long kick. Martin back there at the 10. Looks like the guy has it bounce off him, and that ball is free for Olathe South Falcons to grab. So not actually a bad play design on that play, and you do prevent the kick. To target just a little bit high for Lindemann.
Yeah, not a bad play, though. Looked like they were going to get about 5 or 6 if he caught that ball. Not a bad way to start off a drive, but they're all in all, they're in a 2nd and 10 situation for their 29-yard line. Still have quite a few opportunities in the playbook.
Yeah, you bring up that 2nd down and 10 right here. You could either do that running back screen that's been very successful. And a gain of, are they going to give him 1? Looks like they're going to give him 1. Brings up 3rd down and 9 on the play.
Yeah, it was a play that we ran it twice in back-to-back series here. This time, Olathe South had it covered perfectly.
They did. They have it perfectly run on that play on the jet sweep.
When we switched to camera 2, it cuts the audio. Yeah, because this was working the whole time. Say something.
Shawnee Mission Northwest has Ty Lindemann now. 3 wide receivers on the right side.
Going to play by number 14, Evan Foster. He almost broke the can opener and got those peas.
Ty Lindemann, quick feet, quick move right there. Gets around his man and finds some open space in the middle of the field. Spencer Stewart, excellent throw right there, too, with the pressure on.
Great job by Spencer Stewart. They had the Mike Blitz right at the middle. No one on him. Had no running back there. But on that play, you'll leave your corners on an island. And that island was found by that ship.
Good passer comes off the field looking a little shaken up. There's some concern for the Cougars, but they're still driving right now as Spencer Stewart looks to throw the ball. The jump pass down the middle, caught by Lindemann. Gets a couple yards in and out of his hands, almost dropped, but they were able to salvage that play for a few yards.
Those are dangerous, though, when you're bobbling that ball. You never know if the referee's going to say you have possessions when you drop it. Looks like there's going to be a gain of 3 on the play, bring up 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, that hits all too close to home for the Cougars, as last week John Hanneman, when a ball appeared to be caught by Olathe North, ultimately ruled an incomplete pass. Emotionally just upsetting right there, and just a real killer for the Cougars.
It is a very, very cold October night here at Shawnee Mission North Stadium. Out here, respectively, it is very cold outside. So make sure you tell your friends and everyone you know to tune on the broadcast and try to see Northwest win their first playoff game since 2010.
Yeah, the cheerleaders are down there. They're all bundled up. The parents are up here with their hand warmers. The Cougars don't get that luxury, though, down on the field. They're grinding out on the gridiron. Their breaths coming out. We're late October, cool games, great football matchups, 2 decent teams playing tonight here. It's going to be a good night.
It really is. This is, again, the type of weather that you see. And the college games that you see, the Michigan States, the Michigan-Ohio States, the Notre Dame type of games, the cold games, but the ones that you remember for a long time being in the playoffs.
So the Cougars flip the field because of the end of the quarter. Spencer Stewart has the ball on the 39-yard line. Hayden Goodpasture talked to the trainer, but gets right back on the field. The ball's in a double reverse. Doesn't look like there's going to be much space on this sideline. Trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Cuts it back across the field.
Martin goes nowhere.
Floyd Martin.
Tonight, number 27, Jamie Alexander is not suited up due to team rule violations. Also, number 21, Charles Brockman, one of our starting cornerbacks, is also not suited up for violation of team rules. So, there's going to be a couple of big losses tonight.
Yeah, there's a couple losses in the secondary as well with illness. Cougars have missing a few starters tonight, but they still have an opportunity to win this game. They are the better football team right here. They've proven it this season. Olathe South, though, not playing bad at all. 11-10 remaining. Spencer Stewart's going to be dropped back from the 50-yard line. He's got Lindemann on his right side. That ball's
intercepted by 42. He takes it to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, and he's still on his feet.
Garcia, Adrian Garcia of Olathe South to the 15-yard line. And the Olathe South sideline is pumped up after that one. Spencer Short, questionable throw there. Sails a little bit. Maybe it's cold fingers, as we were saying, Matt. It's a cool night, but that's not what the Cougars wanted to see. And now the defense is going to have a short field to play against.
No, that was one of my keys of the game coming in, was limit the turnovers. If Spencer Stewart's able to limit the turnovers, they have a great chance of winning this game tonight.
So Olathe South will have the ball on the 15-yard line. Sideline, Hayden Goodpasser visibly frustrated. Not what you wanted to see. They were moving the ball well in their first two drives. Things kind of stalled out there. Some penalties slowed things down there. But the Cougars are not out of this game right here in the defense. See if they can step up here and force a third turnover of the game.
That would be a big stop for the Cougars here to force them into 0 points. Sengen on the carry. He will gain. My partner here tries to correct me on the name pronunciation.
Siavong bounces off his
Sengen.
Siavong bounces off his own lineman. Turns his back to it. Kind of interesting strategy there. Going to facing the wrong way. Going to go like Mater, and say the best way to go backwards is forwards right there. And
true, Toe Mater, a legend in the automobile industry.
So Siavong, 2nd and 5, gets 5 yards in that carry, drops back into that shotgun set. There's two wide receivers on the field for Olathe South as they
the
keep
fake
the ball
read option. He's going to go to the right to the 10. Can he break a tackle? He's pushed out of bounds though at the 5-yard line.
Siavong able to get the first down, and they're going to have 4 plays to get it into the end zone from inside their 5-yard line. Not ideal at all, but sometimes, Matt, defense gets easier on the goal line because the offense is limited in what they can do, and it's really just a test of which team is stronger and which team wants it more.
But when you're coming from a situation that you're a run-first, pass-second type of offense, then it becomes a little easier on the goal line because you're mostly trying to run. 10:19 to go in the first half. Score Cougar 7. Olathe South 7. The pitch to Seville. He'll take it, and he's going to be stopped behind the line. Great job by the Cougars there, getting in the backfield and preventing a touchdown there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry about our graphics going away. As you can still see the time clock in the right corner, but our scoreboard has gone away temporarily. We have the best maintenance guys in the world working on that back there for you guys.
Olathe South's going to have another opportunity here. 2nd and 4 is going to be where the ball is 2nd and goal, but 4 yards off the goal line. Looks like it's going to be Cable or even Siavong again taking the ball up the middle. 3 wide receivers on this right side, though. Wouldn't be surprised here if they throw it. They like these one-on-one matchups they have.
Bootleg maybe to the right. Standback is also in the backfield. He's more of the fullback type running back. They're going to have in motion. Seville in motion. Going to take it to the right. He breaks the tackle to the 5, and he's going to gantz his way into the end zone for a Olathe South touchdown with 9:30 to go in the first half. So 13-7. 2 touchdowns in the last 10 minutes from Olathe South. Things have quickly taken a turn, Matt, but really it's not something we didn't see coming. They were driving their first 2 drives of the game as well before the deep interception by B.J. Harvey and the fumble inside their own 10-yard line. But they're finally able to capitalize on back-to-back drives. And 9:30 remaining, they have an opportunity right here to go up 7 points. They do have the opportunity to go up 7 points here with 9:30 to go in the first half. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and that looks through the uprights, and that is good. The referees take about an hour and a half to tell me that it's good. That's all right. Better safe than sorry. Discount double check.
So Floyd Martin will see drop back again to take this kick. Matt, not a bad drive at all from Olathe South, though. Did a lot of things well. Avoided the penalties on that one. And really, they did what they had to do from inside the 15-yard line. It's run the ball time and time again, do what you know, and get the ball into the end zone.
And that last drive, basically, it was just Spencer Stewart making situation, but he'll be back in black for this drive. Black because they're wearing black uniforms tonight. 9:30 to go left in the first half. They're down by 7, which is not the best scenario for the Cougars, but they're going to ball start the second half as well.
So we'll see if Olathe South elects to go with the short kick again. Last time getting it just past the 40-yard line. A little surprising decision there. I'm not so sure they wouldn't kick the ball deep to Linneman and Floyd Martin, but Linneman did prove last week, as you said, that he's capable of bringing one back. Dangerous returners, but really not something to be too scared of. The kick return doesn't happen often, like we said.
No, for a kick, even the best kick returners in the college and NFL maybe get 3 to 4 per year at most. So again, it's very rare, even for the best of them. That's going to be a sort of a shorter kick. Taken by Linden at the 25, though. He's going to try to make a man miss. He'll go to the 30. Tackled down the 32-yard line. Tackle on that play by number 91, Braden Clausen.
So Spencer Stewart will take the field after an interception, something that's plagued this season a little bit, Matt. Really not throwing the ball poorly all year, but a lot of turnovers and decisions that he doesn't need to make sometimes forcing the football when it would be just best to take the loss or try to get it out of bounds.
Yeah, he's developing more of that quarterback sense, that sixth sense that you have to be a quarterback in both high school and at the next level. And at the beginning of the year, he really struggled with making poor decisions. He tried to thread the needle on type of plays, but now as the season's progressed, you've seen the development of him. Not really his throwing arm or any of the accuracy things. Those things they've still been pretty good all year. But what has changed is his ability to read a defense better.
And a big play right here. B.J. Harvey out of the Wildcat. Just like that, a 30-yard gain. B.J. Harvey on first down. The Cougars say, you know what? You think we'll throw? We're going to run the ball right at you. B.J. Harvey bounces outside of his tackle and down to the 36-yard line of Olathe South. Wow, big play to start off the drive right there.
Great play by B.J. Harvey on that play. That's what we talked about, that Wildcat formation that we like to see called more often, even when you're not in a goal line situation, but especially when you come to 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 1.
So we're going to stay in the Wildcat right here. Spencer Stewart stays on the sideline. B.J. Harvey going to take this snap again, puts a man in motion. It's Lindemann. Harvey keeps it himself, goes up the middle, and gets
about 1 yard before tackled back by a flying flock of Falcons.
Looked like Harvey had a little bit of space there. Couldn't make the man miss, though, Matt. And not a bad tackle at all from Olathe South. Gang tackling right there. The best way to make sure they're on the ground. So the Wildcat package will come off the field. Hanneman, Merritt, Harvey, and number 45 from the Cougars coming off the field.
I do actually like, though, what Black did on that last play. He ran it again, you know. It worked really well in that first play, so might as well try to run it again and see what works. Trips right, Deuces left here for Stewart. He's got Addington. He's got good pass. Thrown in the play. I think it might be delay a game, but Bo Black's coming on the field. Maybe act like a timeout. Nope, he did get the timeout. So Bo Black got the timeout just before the 20-second play clock expired.
2 timeouts remaining for both teams now. Olathe South spent theirs in the first minute of the game, Matt. The second play from scrimmage for them in the game, and
on a 2nd down and 3 too. It's a weird timeout they spent there.
So Shawnee Mission Northwest will have some time to discuss this play here, see what they want to do with this. The 2nd and 8 opportunity to run the ball. Even you got 2 plays to get the first down, Matt. But this isn't a team that likes to run the football. Let's be honest. They're going to throw the ball right here. I wouldn't mind a screen play right here just to try to eat away at it. A little bit of the Alex Smith, Andy Reid style offense, just yard after yard. You're not going to lose games if you're getting 3 yards in every single play.
I want the wideout screen to Goodpaster, and you're going to have, or actually, let's go to the wideout screen to Addington, and we're going to have Goodpaster block on that situation. Also number 26, Colby Cole's in there, the 6'1", 190 pounds. He's more the type of player that we want blocking than catching. Stewart in the shotgun, no one back there. He is all alone. We do have Trips to the left and Deuces to the right. With the South playing more of a press defense. They do that screen that we talked about to Addington, who makes one man miss and will be tackled down at the 27-yard line.
Excellent play call there. Matt Owens in the headset of Bo Black, getting that play relayed down the field, and just like that, it's going to be about 3rd and 1, maybe 2 for the Cougars, but a really manageable 3rd down situation. An opportunity right here. I wouldn't be surprised to see B.J. Harvey and the Wildcat package come into this game. But it does look like Spencer Stewart's going to stay on the field with Ty Lindemann on the right side.
I would bring Harvey in this situation because it's a guaranteed 2 yards. You're not looking to score a touchdown on this play. Your goal is just to get that first down. Stewart in the shotgun, though. He has Trips to the right, Deuces left, empty backfield. Tries to go with that hard count again. Olathe South does not bite and take the bait. And they snap it now for that trick play. Stewart's going to run up the middle, and he gains nothing on that play. I don't think he got to the line. Looks like he actually lost the yard. Tackled on that play by number 77. J.J. Neal. That brings up 4th down, and they're going to mark him back. Wow, a loss of 3 on that play. Or loss of 2, excuse me. 4th down and 3. I think you go for it.
Yeah, Matt, punting, he really doesn't gain much, and Tristan McCray hasn't proven that he can convert kicks from this distance yet. Ideally, you'd have someone that puts points on the board right here, but there's certainly no reason for Spencer Stewart and the Cougar offense to step off the field right here.
No, because if you punt it, you're going to gain maybe 10 to 15 yards. There's no point in punting it. And no, basically, the Shawnee Mission East kicker, that's about it. Not a lot of kickers have this range. Hayden Goodpaster in motion. The fake wheel route is going to throw it up the middle. That ball is tipped and incomplete. I'm not sure if that was intended for Colby Cole or Floyd Martin. It was tipped at the line, so we don't know exactly who's that intended to. But that's another 4th down that they have been stopped. That's 2 turnovers on down today. So I have not seen a punt from the Cougars. We've seen a touchdown, 2 turnovers on down, and 1 interception. We've yet to see a punt all day, actually. Yeah,
no really lack of action, Matt, in this game. If the ball's not flying through the air or running on the ground, it's gonna be a turnover on downs right here. Teams are scoring or giving the ball away. Not a lot of elective switching of the ball here. Olathe South's gonna take the ball now on the 29-yard line. 6:48 to go, Matt. They got plenty of time here. Still 2 timeouts on the clock. This is a team that runs the ball, though. The clock will run while they have the ball in their hands. So number 23 with the carry now. That looks like it's going to be Blaze White. Blaze White gets a couple yards. Siavong in the game. Looks like he's going to see the whole game out at quarterback today.
Yeah, again, but we talked about they do not really have any type of passing game that I'm scared about. They've completed 1 pass so far this half and incomplete 2, and actually had interception. So if we're looking at percentage, for every 4 times they throw an interception. I know that's not the entire rate, but currently that is their current interception rate.
So Antoine Pinnell is back at safety with B.J. Harvey in the absence of Spencer Gruel. Mark Addington has also seen some plays at that position today. Harvey coming to the left side. The fake handoff doesn't fool the Cougars, but he is able to push through the pile. Not sure who that is.
That was Nuremberg, number 2 on that play. Excuse me, not Nuremberg. He went to the right side. I don't know.
So a sneaky handoff right there from Olathe South, able to pile through and carry a couple Cougars with him for a couple yards.
That'll be 3rd down and 3 here for the Cougars. Be a huge job if they're able to stop them right here and to get off the field. We have the quarterback Sheng Yang in the pistol formation. 1 wide out to the right, 1 wide out to the left. We have a tight end, 2 tight ends in formation. Richardson in motion. That bootleg to the right, trying to look for a man. He has a man open downfield, but he missed him. He actually threw it to number 87, Alex Walsh, but Nuremberg was wide open down the field. He beat Floyd Martin on the play. I don't know if he could have gotten it there accurately, though, because when you're on that bootleg, you don't have time to set your feet and be able to chuck it downfield like you do on a normal drop back or a shotgun situation. It's hard to throw on the run for deep distances and for accuracy.
Yeah, Kobe Siavong is a left-handed quarterback too, Matt. Coming across his body, left arm, with your left arm coming to the right side there. That's a more difficult throw. And Austin White was right on him, able to push him and punish him really into the ground after he releases that ball.
And a rugby-style punt. A good punt, though. Picked up by B.J. Harvey at the 25. He'll takes it. At the 25, he'll get to the 30-yard line before being tackled by a bunch of Falcons. Let's see if the Cougars are able to come back here and score a touchdown to try to tie this game up. There's 5:15 to go in the first half.
Great stand right there from the defense, Matt. Getting the offense off the field in about a minute doesn't give the Olathe South defense much time to recover either. No. Big play right there. The big guys are breathing hard, and they got to go right back out there and defend.
One of the things that people think is underrated in football is time of field. You know, how long you're on the field, possession time. And that's really an underrated stat in my opinion. Because the amount of time you're on there, you play defense with offense. It's a phrase that's been said a lot, and that's pretty true in that situation. If your defense is out there for 80% of the game, they're going to be tired by the end. So if you want them to clamp down and prevent a team from going 80 yards, then that's going to be hard for them to do. In that same situation, if you have a...
we're not quite sure what's going on here. They will be...
looks like they're going to be... An illegal formation was called. And
so Olathe South will be kicking the ball
again, but the Cougars re-elected to kick again. That's a very line drive low kick picked up at the 32-yard line by B.J. Harvey. Makes one man miss to the 40. He's tripped up and he's going to be tacked, fumble, but that ball goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So they did gain 10 yards by taking that penalty.
Yeah, the ball's popped out of B.J. Harvey's hands. Fumbles are a dangerous time, Matt. We see lots of fumbles on returns for punts and receiving punts. It's weird because, like you said, the ball's coming in spinning weird. It's spiraling around. You know, they say that Dustin Colquitt, the Chiefs punter, can punt the ball in 9 different ways if he wants. He just sits there at practice just figuring out how to make it hard to catch. That ball ended up in B.J. Harvey's hands, but it's still weird to get the grip on it and to fit it in your arm.
It's not necessary distance when you're punting. It's accuracy. If you're kicking from the 40, you don't want to kick into the end zone. The goal is not entirely distance. It's accuracy. And try to get that weird spin, like you said. It's hard to field punts. You know, you and me have both gone out there during warm-ups and stuff and tried to field punts. And, well, I mean... we can do it. It's not easy.
Yeah, especially with the wind blowing and on a cold day,
we don't have
just get more complicated.
5 guys running at us either. Stewart drops back to pass, and a design quarterback option, keeper. He'll keep it to the 45-yard line, tackle down for an 8-yard gain.
Not a bad run there by Spencer Stewart, though. Would like to see him go to ground a little earlier, maybe avoid the hit. Just slide into that one. Got maybe an extra yard taking that contact a little unnecessarily there, though. But Spencer Stewart's a tough guy. He's going to stay in this
especially
game.
when you have no backup quarterback. You have no quarterback. Even the freshman team quarterback is converted wide out. The only backup quarterback on a depth chart is Ty Black, who is unable to play tonight due to the fact he shattered his elbow earlier on in the season. And another design quarterback keeper to Stewart. He takes the ball to the 37-yard line, excuse me. That's good enough for a Cougar first down. That's two quick designed QB reads on that play. That play call was nice.
Yeah, so a little revenge from Spencer Stewart there. That run up the middle, well read by him. Gets tackled by number 42, the man that intercepted him, Adrian Garcia. So they come face-to-face right there, but the Cougars do have a first down, and they're driving with 4:25 remaining. The clock is rolling. Spencer Stewart gets the hard count again, unable to draw him offside, looks to the sideline right here. But again, getting up to that line of scrimmage quickly, looking for that hard count, trying to see if they can get some free yards.
And Olathe South will switch up their defense. They look like they're going to a blitz package. Now they only have 3 D-line. They move a D-lineman back to the linebacker position. Corners up, 2 safeties deep. They're definitely expecting a pass.
Only 1 sack so far from Olathe South. Pretty good protection all night for the Cougars.
And that ball is incomplete just out of the hands of Floyd Martin.
Yeah, Floyd Martin, great effort to get to that ball. Not a well-thrown ball from Spencer Stewart. Looks up the sideline, shakes his head a little bit. He's not too happy about that when he had an open man right there, Matt. He knows he missed it.
And we saw there with the Olathe South defenses, they were in a very blitz-happy type of offensive scheme there. And then after the hard count, they switched it up. They brought the linebacker back, brought a D-in back, and played more of a zone type push him back, prevent defense on that type of situation.
Hayden Goodpaster coming across. Stewart all alone in the backfield again. Has an opportunity.
The screen.
Back to John Hanneman. Big John Hanneman rumbling down the left sideline.
Breaks a tackle at the 29-yard line. We saw that play against Grandview. That worked very well for the 45-yard touchdown. That was a huge momentum changer for that Grandview game. I really like that, though. You call that maybe once or twice a game with that John Hanneman screen. And John Hanneman is really athletic for being a defensive lineman. He's really able to break tackles in open fields, and plus he's fast, too.
Yeah, John Hanneman, a multi-sport athlete, played soccer as a kid, still plays basketball in the Cougar basketball program, and now playing defense and offense. A versatile athlete, like you said, Matt. He can do a lot of things on both sides of the ball, something that the Cougars would like to take advantage more of right here. Spencer Stewart is going to drop back right now, looking to throw the ball again,
The blitz, he stands in there. That ball is just out of the hands. Was that play even hiked? I don't think that play was hiked. They're going to say it's incomplete. They are going to say it's incomplete and bring up 4th down, but that play looked, I thought there was a whistle called.
Yeah, the offensive line certainly looked reluctant to block right there. Not sure what happened there. Everybody looks a little confused on the Cougar sideline. It is 4th and 4 on the scoreboard with 3:47 remaining. Spencer Stewart getting the play call in. Cougar offense is going to stay on the field. It's going to be Addington Lindenman. It looks like Floyd Martin remains in the game up top as well. And Hayden Goodpaster on this left side.
Stewart will push Lindemann out to the left. He drops back to pass to bring the blitz. Stewart tries to get the ball away. One-on-one coverage, and flags are thrown. 2 flags are going to be thrown. That ball was intercepted by number 14, Braden Viora. But in the end of the day, that stat will not be recorded. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty on Olathe South for a Cougar first down. It looks like B.J. Harvey's going to check back in the game, too. Maybe some Wildcat offense right here.
So the interception ultimately does not cost the Cougars. Got away with one there, though, Matt. Really no pass interference on that one, and you don't get a flag. Sometimes you get unlucky, and that's 2 interceptions for Spencer Stewart before the first half's even over. We got 3:42 remaining, though, and the Cougars are going to have a fresh set of downs.
Be first down and 10 Cougars from the 16-yard line.
In the game, as you said, B.J. Harvey. He scored from about this distance last week against Olathe North on a Wildcat run right up the middle. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it again right here.
Yep, he's in that formation. He's got the tight end and the linebacker to the left. I call him a linebacker because he's listed as a linebacker, even though he's a stiff arm there by Lindemann. But he stiffed arm number 14, Evan Foster, pretty hard on that play, even though he gained it 1 yard afterwards. I want to see a guy hurdle tonight.
Yeah,
that would be impressive to watch.
Yeah, the athletes on this offensive core, especially, Matt, to do something like that. Ty Lindemann doesn't get to the line of scrimmage there, though, but does show off his strength. He's a little guy, but he's got a whole lot of muscle packed into that body.
He does. He reminds me of Darren Sproles, who played at Olathe North, so that made a good comparison last week. But he reminds me of Darren Sproles a lot. He's short, he's quick, and he's fast in the open field. Quick and fast are 2 different things.
Spencer Stewart throws the ball on his left side. Now finds a man over the middle. A flag is on the field.
I think that's going to be a hold. It looks like it was thrown in the vicinity of Hayden Goodpaster's route. I cannot name the defender who it might be called on due to KUGR rules, but it might be a hold on that defender who is covering Hayden Goodpaster.
So Hayden Goodpaster looks pretty confident the flag is not going to be on him, and the Cougars are already relaying a play in from their offense. They're going to accept the penalty here and see if they can get something going quick.
Back to my thing that quick and fast aren't the same thing. Fast is just a relation of speed. So fast would mean a 100-yard dash like a sprinter. Quick, in my opinion, is your elusiveness in the open field. So if you're quick in the open field, that means you're able to make guys miss. You may not have the fastest 40 time, but you're able to make guys miss. So quick and fast are different in my opinion.
That's especially evident in sports like basketball, Matt. I'm pretty confident that guys like Russ Westbrook can cover half a basketball court a whole lot faster than guys like Usain Bolt can. Now, that doesn't mean that they're faster, but that means that they can cover the space that they need to cover on a moment's notice.
Obviously, if you put Westbrook and Usain Bolt in a 100-yard dash, Usain Bolt's going to win. But if you make him go down a basketball court with guys out there defending you, then I think Westbrook would win.
Yeah, that's something Ty Linneman does.
Oh, it's intercepted! Oh, no!
Number 62 from Olathe South. That's
52. Number 52,
Tony Lunson. Tony Lunson, the
Oh.
big interception, and the Cougars threatening on their 8-yard line. Holy cow, and the momentum flips right back. Olathe South has an opportunity right here with 3:25 remaining to take the last possession of the half and put even more points up on the board to drill the Cougars into a deeper hole.
That is a disappointing end to that drive. You think you're just about to score. You just had that penalty called on Olathe South. Your first and goal, and the interception is thrown. That is not how you want to do that. Make it 1st down and 10 for the Falcons. Shang Yang in the backfield.
Matt will get it right sometime tonight. Kobe Siavong is going to be the quarterback. Siavong sends a man in motion.
Richardson in motion.
Cougars brought everybody tight. No deep safeties back. The run is wrapped up just like that. Cougar defense steps up, recognizes the play, and drops him for a loss of 4.
Looks like Dylan Bruner, one of the big D-line hogs, able to get on that tackle. 3:13 to go in this first half. 14-7 with a South lead. So maybe the Cougars can get a quick 3-and-out and get the ball back for maybe a chance at a couple plays in either a field goal or a Hail Mary opportunity.
Dylan Bruner stepped up this season, Matt. A pretty unknown guy last year. Obviously a big guy, a strong guy, but hasn't developed into a football player until this year, and now he's just making smart plays. I think that's the aspect of Dylan Bruner's game that I can appreciate the most is his football intelligence. As Siavong airs the ball out, that ball is going to be
Nuremberg, and that ball is incomplete.
way over his head. As I was saying, Matt, though, the intelligence of Dylan Bruner to get his hands up. If you're not going to get to the quarterback, you get your hands up. Guys like J.J. Watt have made careers after getting after the quarterback, but if he doesn't get the ball, that ball is not going to get by him if his hands are up in the air. Dylan Bruner is a smart football player.
You can influence the quarterback on every play, even without touching him. You can get in their face, you can block the pass, you can tip it, or you can just have that person on the outside, make that quarterback get that ball for maybe a second or a half second before he wants to, when his feet are set and his eyes are on target. Maybe force a bad throw, either too high, too low, or to the other team.
So Siavong again, he's going to have a man behind him. They're in the pistol formation now, 2 on both sides on the left hash mark. Cougars again, no deep safeties. Their corners are matched up 1-on-1 right here. Anticipating a run, the ball is snapped. Looks like they're going to throw again. Back-to-back plays. That ball is a screen caught across the middle by number 88. That's A.J. Shields. A.J. Shields with a reception. They're going to get a first down. The clock will stop until the ball is set. 2:39 remaining. Score is 14-7. Olathe South leads the Shawnee Mission Northwest Cougars, and the Olathe South Falcons are driving.
As we mentioned earlier on in this broadcast, Olathe South doesn't have really much of a passing game there. Yes, you gave up the first down there to the pass, but I'm not scared of it to going on in the future.
So a little confusion from the Cougar defense right now. Still moving guys around as the Olathe South is set. Again, isolation from the receivers. The corners are a 1-on-1 matchup on this near side right here.
Steinbrook in motion. They're going to run the ball right in the middle with Stevel, and he will gain about 2 yards, on that play.
Second
That's
and 8.
late push.
2:15 remaining in the half. Olathe South has an opportunity here to take the last possession of the half. They have 2 timeouts. So do the Cougars, though. If they get the ball back, they will have some time with their air raid attack as well, able to move the ball downfield quickly. So it's not desperation time for the Cougars if they get scored on in the next minute or so.
No, but problem with Olathe South, you have 2-8, and this is not your offense. Your offense is not supposed to go 60 yards in 5 plays. Your offense is designed to go 60 yards in about 15 plays, which is perfectly fine, perfectly effective, except for when you have a time clock where it gets you. As Shang Yin will gain about 1 yard on that play, make it 3rd down and 6.
So Siavong drives up the middle again. It's going to be a 3rd and long situation. Matt, we've said this in a couple weeks. 3rd and long, they designed plays for it really, but it limits you, especially when you're a run-heavy offense. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a jet sweep right here. Maybe something.
I would agree with a jet sweep. Or maybe that bootleg throw we've seen called about 8 times.
Yeah, just an opportunity to get somebody in open space, try to make a guy miss, because pounding the ball up the middle for 7 yards isn't going to consistently get you the first down.
Steinbrook in the backfield. They're going to do the design QB run with Schengen. He takes the ball to the 50, to the 45, and knocked down at the 42-yard line for a first down for the Falcons. With 1:09 to go, they better be in their hurry-up offense, because for even a chance to kick it, you feel like you need to at least get to the 20-yard line.
Siavong takes it himself. Really not a bad play at all, though. It's back-to-back plays. That quarterback keeper, we've seen both teams use it tonight. Spencer Stewart taking his own design run plays as well, changing it up. These teams aren't even necessarily using their running backs as much as they possibly could, Matt. A lot of different ball carriers for Olathe South. As we got 54 seconds remaining here, Olathe South looking to move the ball down the field. They're going to have to throw it here if they want to stop the clock.
Pass, takes a shot down the field and just dropped by number 13, Benjamin Lundshut.
So Siavong takes another hit again. Something I noticed with Siavong, Matt, is there's no three-step drops to him.
Nope.
He drops way out of the pocket. Try to give himself as much time as possible. He's got a similar problem to Tim Tebow. A lot of left-hand quarterbacks have, is that they take a whole lot of time to get that ball cocked and ready to throw. It's a lot of progressions to go through right there, and the Cougars' defensive line is all over him by the time he's releasing the ball out of his hands.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Falcons. They're in a shotgun formation. That bootleg pass to the right again. He's looking. Has a man who has caught a good catch there by number 13, Benjamin Lundshut. He redeems himself for the drop the last possession. And will that be a first down? Nope, timeout's called. It'll be 3rd down and 1. So I was wondering why the clock had not been stopped because they did not get a first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Falcons after this timeout with 37.7 seconds left. On the clock.
As I was saying, Matt, the left-handed quarterbacks like Siavong and the reason Tim Tebow really did make it in the NFL was such a prolific college quarterback is the release time, and guys like Dan Marino, some of the best quarterbacks in NFL history, could throw the ball pretty much off their earlobe, just no drawback at all, and release that ball with zip. But Siavong is taking so long to get rid of that ball, and so it's working at the high school level. But really, we can already see the problems that he'd have at the next level, and that the defensive line has too much time to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, well, left-handed quarterbacks are more, in my opinion, like a Team Tebow, more of a read option, run first, pass second type of offense. And while that could work in college, in the NFL, that's not going to work. We haven't really seen that. You can make a point that Russell Wilson has made it work in Seattle, but Russell Wilson, since college, has really developed his passing game to become, I would say, one of the elite quarterbacks in the league.
And even guys like Mike Vick, another left-handed quarterback, love to run the ball as well. Similar play style to Siavong here. Siavong drops back to throw again. He's got a guy open in the middle. It's aired up.
And it's good coverage attended for number 23 on that play. Number 23, Blaze Nash, covered by Floyd Martin. That brings up 4th and 2. This is a big decision, actually, for Olathe South. You have two things. You can either punt it away and make sure the Cougars don't get it. But if you don't get it, you have 30 seconds, Cougars with 2 timeouts. They could honestly get the ball down to 20 just a couple plays. So yeah, it's a risky decision here.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Olathe South go for it, Matt. Just air it up in the end zone. 32 seconds left isn't a whole lot of time, even with 2 timeouts. The Cougars are going to be pretty limited. It's going to be a lot of deep throws, and it's going to be really the decision here isn't confidence in the offense. It's confidence in the cornerbacks from Olathe South that if they turn the ball over, they can make the plays defensively.
And the shotgun formation is Singen to the right. And they're going to go with the QB option to the 30. He's going to get the first down before being tackled by the Cougars at the 26-yard line.
So the clock will stop until the ball is set for the first down. That's how we're going to roll here. Let's see if they call a timeout, though. It looks like Olathe South will elect to call a timeout.
Nope. No timeout is called.
No
ball
timeout.
Is set. We're waiting for the referee to put the play clock in motion. He winds at 26 seconds of the clock.
Siavong in the backfield. In no hurry to run this play here. Looking around, gets the snap. A little lazily throws it. Lobs it up into the end zone. It's going to be a one-on-one battle.
And no flags thrown. Good coverage on that play.
Great defense right there. A little surprised to not see a flag. Looked like there's a whole lot of contact between those two, but the ref judged it as fair play. Excellent defense from the Cougar core right there.
Looks like Floyd Martin on the coverage there. Good job by Floyd there, getting the broken up pass on that play. Brings up 2nd down and 10 with 15.4 seconds to go. You do have that one timeout, so you can throw over the middle. The clock does stop when you get a first down, and, of course, when it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, really 15 seconds, Matt, is enough time to get 2 shots to the end zone, or maybe even 3 plays if you keep it short.
And Sengen gets hit, tries to hit a man just over the head there of 88, their main target, A.J. Shields. Man, that would have been huge. That brings up 3rd down and 10. You got 10.3 seconds. Here's what I do. I try to go with the quick slant route or a quick curl route, try to get 6 to 8 yards, and bring in the kicker.
I agree, Matt. We're going to see how much confidence they have in their kicker, though. A.J. Shields, it looked like he might have had a chance to get to that ball if he'd have laid out. Didn't know where he was on the field. Didn't look like he knew much about that pass coming his way, though.
Looks like he actually got lost when the ball was thrown.
Yeah, the ball may have got caught up in the lights on that sideline. Going to be Siavong dropping back. AJ Shields is isolated one-on-one on this near side. Maybe another opportunity to air it up to the big guy. They do it again. AJ Shields coming across the middle.
Oh, a great hit by the Cougars. And a flag is thrown. Oh, no. Oh, my. I don't...
BJ
Harvey lays him out. I don't know how that's a penalty, though. Oh, jeez.
So we'll see what the call is here. Looks like Olathe South will have another opportunity with 6.5 seconds to go to put the ball in the end zone from about the 10-yard line. A personal foul is the ruling. That's a 15-yard penalty. Olathe South will be standing on their 11-yard line. So even if they don't get it in the end zone in these 6 seconds, Matt, they're going to have plenty of time to get the kicker on their field, and it just got a whole lot easier from the 11-yard line.
Yep. Wow. That was a good hit, though. There is nothing wrong about that hit there. It was a clean hit. The guy already made contact. It was not pass interference. That is a bad call, in my opinion. And like you said, you do. Are they going to bring the kicker out in this instance? Looks like they are, with 6.5 seconds to go.
So Olathe South, even on first down, does not go for the end zone here. A little confused by this call,
I would.
Matt.
Yeah, 6 seconds. You run a quick drop back, pass throw, incomplete pass. You have 1 second left to kick a field goal.
Yeah, you throw it to the sideline. So even if it is received before the end zone, as the kick is up,
and it is.
Good. Like this one is drilled. Olathe South takes a 2-possession lead, but left some points on the board right there. The clock ticks out. It is halftime here. Matt, not a bad half from the Cougars, but definitely a lot of things that could have been different. Could have gone some different directions here for the Cougars, and this could be a totally different ball game here. So Matt and I are going to
Sorry about that. I was readjusting my
here with
headset.
you for a little bit for halftime. As I was saying, Matt, you know, it's not a bad result. 17-7 at half. Certainly not doom and gloom for the Cougars entirely.
And hold on. Maybe we're going to go back to the game, as the referee has just decided to add time on the clock, I believe. Both teams are coming back. Let's switch it back to the game broadcast, please.
So both teams headed for the locker rooms for halftime, but
they're going to put 1.5 seconds on the clock.
The Cougars will have an opportunity to return a kick here, though I would be surprised if Olathe South did anything but a pooch kick just so they get down to right here. It doesn't look like there's going to be too much going on right here, Matt. You know, it seemed like both head coaches were pretty content with heading back to the locker room right there to fix their teams and make some adjustments for the second half, but we got 1.5 left.
That was a big call there. That pass, I think, was it a targeting
personal
call?
foul.
Targeting on that play. That was a big call. That's 15 yards. That put them in field goal range. Without that call, they have 6 seconds. They really have one shot to the end zone, and that's it.
Yeah, I was surprised that Olathe South didn't try to take more advantage of that penalty call, but it did look like a clean hit from up here in the booth. BJ Harvey is going to have something to say about that one at the end of the game. Bo Black, again, going to feel hard done by the referees as this kickoff comes to Floyd Martin down in Cougar territory. But really, I would be surprised if this ball goes anywhere but John Hanneman standing right in the middle of the field from Olathe South.
And there's a pooch kick picked up by the up back at the 35-yard line, and he will take it to the 37-yard line.
So that is going to conclude the half. Officially, the clock does read 3 zeros now. The refs are going to let everyone go take their halftime break.
From the halftime. you have the coaches give them their 15-minute halftime speech, come out with more fire and intensity, because for many of them, could be the last half that they play football in their career.
Yeah, realistically, Matt, this is a playoff game, and it can't be lost in the mind. It's a cold day in October. This is what we like to see. While the players refuel, Matt and I are going to get back to our seats, and we'll check back in with you as the second half gets underway. Have some fun watching the marching band. I just cut it, didn't I? So
time playing with your friends, your brothers, people that you spent 4 years of your life. And for many of them, actually 12 years, playing JCCC and a couple of the rec leagues in the area, playing with them through all their careers. Football is one of the sports that, there's no club. You go play for your high school, and then you just go train. You go to a couple camps maybe, or the summer, either university or high school camps put on by pro players, but there's no club. You don't try out for a professional team or a local club team like other sports such as baseball, basketball, and soccer. This is your one team. If for the past 12 years these guys have been playing together, I don't think they want to end it in this half.
Yeah, you know what, Matt? We're going to see if the Cougars can get it done. We're going to cut to the field. About to kick things off right here to start the second half. The Cougars will be receiving the kickoff. Let's get things rolling right here. 17-10 is the score.
There's 2:35 to go on the clock here, as after the halftime performance by the Marching Cougar Pride, they put some time on the clock.
Yeah, Matt, as you were saying, though, really what makes football unique is the fact that there is no club football. This is not something that the guys can go play on a team from kids with different schools from. It makes the game unique because the only thing that colleges have to base you off of is your performance in high school games. There's not a lot of opportunities to play football games in a basketball season. You're playing 16, 17, 18, 19, sometimes 20 games in a season for high school, and you're going to do that all 4 years. You're playing 80 games of high school basketball. In football, you have 9 opportunities in the last couple years now that everybody gets a playoff game. But really, you're ending up with 36 times putting on the helmet, and not every single time is going to be in a varsity jersey. So really, colleges are basing their decisions off of 16, maybe even 20 games of varsity football in your career, and evaluating as you're a player off of this. So a half of football is a 40th of their career in high school football, Matt. It's an opportunity to prove yourself right here, to make a statement about yourself and about what you've done as a program the last couple of years.
Very true, Josh. Well said. 1:30 on the clock before we kick off the second half. The Cougars really have to score on this first drive, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. They got to get back on rhythm. Their second drive, they went right down the field and scored a touchdown. Looked pretty easy. A couple good passes to Caleb Addington on that drive. But since then, they've been able to move the ball. But turnovers, penalties, and missed opportunities have really hurt them.
Yeah, and the Cougars did move the ball well in their first drive of the first half, as you recall, Matt. They got down to the 15-yard line before ultimately turning it over on downs, but not a bad series. The second series they scored their touchdown on, and then things just kind of fell down over the edge after that, and it didn't get a whole lot prettier for the Cougars after that Caleb Addington touchdown. But we did find some positives. Spencer Stewart turned the ball over a few times, but Ty Lindemann had a big half. So did Caleb Addington. Matt, they're going to stick to those slots tonight because Olathe South is keyed in on the big guys on Hayden Goodpaster and even to a certain extent Floyd Martin. But they want to go to those slots and pound it over and over again and find those gaps in between the hash marks and the numbers right there time and time again in the second half.
We'll see how far the kicker kicks on this kickoff. There's been a different types of mediums he's gone. He's gone the full distance, kicking it down to about the 15 to the 10 range. He's also pooched it, kicking it at the 35. Then he's mid-range, kicked it, like we saw in the last one, to the up back of the 25-yard line. So we'll see what they do here. If you realize the South, who do not want a kickoff return for a touchdown right here, that would be probably the worst possible situation. I think that would actually be worse than a drive for a touchdown because it's just that quick instinct of momentum right there for the Cougars. Number 96, back to kick.
Martin and Lindemann are going to receive it for the Cougars. They want an opportunity to return it. This is something the kick returners really like to see. The ball booted way down the field. Lindemann's going to have an opportunity. Picks it up at the 16-yard line and bursts forward. He looks like he's got some space. Runs into a defender. Looks like he was off his own back. Stays on his feet, though.
Still on his feet, though. Ty Lindemann, very good at being crafty out there on the field. Great in the open space. Able to find little nooks and crannies in order to get those extra few yards. A very impressive player, in my opinion. He's only a sophomore, too, so he has room to develop. He has room to get stronger, to grow, going into his senior year, or junior and senior year in college. Or high school, not college.
Yeah, quarterback Spencer Stewart is going to be losing quite a few of his targets next year. Obviously, graduating Addington and Floyd and Hayden Goodpaster as well, but he is going to keep Lindemann, Jamie Alexander, as well as the freshman wide receivers getting some time this year. Justin Mitchell. So they're going to have some options offensively, as well as getting Peyton Carter back. It's going to be interesting to see what Peyton Carter can do next year, Matt. We're not quite sure how good his mobility is on his knee, obviously out for the year, but getting a guy like that back who's a big contributor last year is certainly not going to be a bad thing for this offense.
Pass intended for number 4, Caleb Addington, just a little low, and that hits the turf before it gets caught. Bring up second down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Again, the Cougars, momentum, get a touchdown on this drive. Very important, because if you don't get a touchdown here, I know there's still a lot of time left, but from a momentum standpoint, it's going to be hard to come back.
So Spencer Stewart now sends a man way back. Looks like he's in the backfield, but lines up in between the
They
hash
bring the
marks.
blitz on the screen pass, and is great hit by number 14, the defender there. Evan Foster darts it loose from Caleb Addington, and that could have gone for a big play if he misses the tackle right there.
Yeah, big tackle. Jarring hit, too. Not only makes the tackle, Matt, but pushes the ball out as well. That's a big play because that prevents yardage instead of just stopping it.
Brings up 3rd down and 10, a huge 3rd down for the Cougars here. Obviously, if it's an incomplete pass, you're most likely not going to go for it on 4th down, but if you gain 6 to 7 yards here, you might think about going for 4th down.
So 3rd and 10 is the call. It's going to be Ty Linneman in the backfield right there. 2 on the right side, 1 on the left. Sends Linneman out wide. It's going to be 4 on this right-hand side. Linneman looks like he's going to receive a screen.
And that ball was intended to... Caleb Addington picks it up at the 45, but I doubt he was the intended target. Whatever the situation is, it brings up 4th down, brings up a punt scenario.
Yeah, the Cougars not an ideal drive right there to start off the half. The ball will be punted away. Punting the ball is going to be number 83. That's Zach Dugan. Zach Dugan's going to punt the ball away. We've seen this a couple times this year. Zach Dugan acting as the punter, has a bit bigger kick, a little more power, maybe not the accuracy, but is able to get the ball down the field. As the returner for Olathe South is going to be Jai Haynes. Jai Haynes is standing at his own 36-yard line. Dugan, the snap bounces. And blocked by Olathe South off the fingertips. That ball barely passes the line of scrimmage. And Olathe South is going to have some great field position. Zach Dugan's punt comes off the fingertips of Olathe South and goes straight up. Matt, not a great punt at all right there.
No, as we talk about field position, time possession are the two factors that many people do not take into consideration when looking at a football game. But they're going to have a great field position here. They're going to mark the ball at the 43-yard line. They didn't even get the ball past the 1st down. First down marker was at the 44. They got the ball to the 43. So a 9-yard punt.
Yeah, not an excellent punt there. The defense is going to have to step up. They did play good defense, though, Matt. After the first couple of possessions, figured things out really in the second quarter. It looked like Nick Jure was running the ball on his own quite often, powering down the middle of the field there. We'll see quite a bit again in the second half. They don't really deviate from what they do here as it's pitched outside.
And the flag's being thrown. It looks like it's going to be offsides on the defense. That's another 5 free yards there for Olathe South. Can't commit those type of penalties if you want to win these games.
As I was saying, Matt, though, there's no reason for Olathe South to deviate from what's working right here. They have a 10-point lead. Might as well build on it and continue with those quarterback keepers right up the middle.
That's what we saw Nick do a lot in the... Make sure I got the right guy on that one. See Nick do a lot in the first half is run those really read option type the middle, maybe those jet sweep type passes. We see the pitch. That ball's on the ground. It was a designed reverse, so it worked out well. But that ball actually went through the hands of number 21, Tyler Civil. Did not look like the perfectly designed play, as number 5 at Jamison Phillips on the end around will loses 5 yards, brings him back to the original line of scrimmage before the penalty makes it 2nd down and 10. But that was a dangerous play because Civil did not have a full handle on that ball.
Yeah, the pitch just ends up in his hands. A little lucky break there like sunshine. And remember the Titans, it's a hard play to make. It's a whole lot of timing right there, Matt.
And Nuremberg in motion on that play. Hands off to Civil. Up the middle, and he will go all the way to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and that is a Falcon fly-high touchdown.
So Tyler Cavell powers it into the end zone, and a 43-yard run. The short field position pays off, but, Matt, it didn't matter if he was going to start that run from the 10-yard line. He broke through that line. Didn't look like any of the Cougars were going to catch him.
No, in that situation, that's not a good play from the defense, that ball right at the middle. Now we're seeing, I think, the factors of a couple of players not playing tonight.
Yeah, and Matt, the team just looks a little deflated on the sideline there. Not a whole lot of bounce and energy for this being the last ever football game. They're about to go down here if this converted extra point. 21 points, needs 3 touchdowns to bounce into this game. Really, you can't let that get to you, Matt, but obviously they have it in the back of their minds that this game keeps getting harder and harder to win.
Makes it 24-7 with 10:45 to go in the game. The Cougar offense really needs to score a touchdown here. If they needed to score one in the past drive, they really need to score one here. This game could get out of hand quickly. 24-7. This Northwest team has not looked like the same team that we saw the the past couple weeks. Even last week against Lathan North, even though we lost, we showed a lot of effort and determination. We just had a couple of missed plays. This team is just not showing a lot of effort tonight, in my opinion.
Yeah, and this is not the way this season deserves to end for the Cougars, Matt. It's been a great year for Cougar football, really a revival back to relevancy even within the school, but also within the Shawnee Mission School District and the state of Kansas, just being recognized as a school that can compete in football again, Matt, and going out with a big blowout loss here just wouldn't do credence and do justice to how the season has gone. So let's see if the Cougars can rebound right here and get a touchdown on this drive. So the ball is going to be booted away by Olathe South. This will be his fifth kickoff of the game right here. Not a whole lot of opportunity for a return, though. Pretty good kicks from Olathe South all night, limiting the ability of the Cougars to break free in open field.
And the kick is off. Looks like it'll be taken by Linneman at the 16-yard line to the 20, to the 25, and is going to be wrapped up by a bunch of Olathe South defenders. Is number 4 actually on that play. Jay Haynes gets decked by his own man. He actually was the one who got tackled on that play.
Yeah, Linneman sandwiched between them there. 10:39 remaining. Got to get 3 touchdowns for the Cougars right here. A guy that I wouldn't be surprised to see somewhere on this drive, though, Matt, is John Hanneman. John Hanneman, a big-time player. Made some plays on offense this season. Hasn't done a whole lot defensively. Really had a quiet night defensively for what we know he's capable of. But involving him in the offense, they got to pull out all the stops right here because we're coming down on the end of our season. Bo Black's got to open the whole playbook up right here. Everything is an option.
Yes, this is you go for broke no matter what. So trips right, deuces left on this play. Spencer Stewart all alone in the shotgun formation. We'll see if Olathe South blitzes them. They don't. They're running that screen pass to Lindemann, who makes one man miss, makes 2 man miss, makes that same guy miss again. All that work, though, for 2 yards. Makes it 2nd and 8.
So Lindemann offers number 82, tries to tackle him. That's Matai Polacek. Matai Polacek misses him the first time, misses him the second time, but Lindemann doesn't get much out of it. Just about 1.5 yards on that play, though, Matt. Positive yardage, though, can't complain.
2nd down, and they're only giving him 1 yard on that play. Looks like they got 2 on that play, but they're only going to give him 1 for 2nd and 9. Trips left, deuces right. Spencer Stewart all on the shotgun. Olathe South showing blitz. They back off, only rush 3. Stewart in the shotgun. He's going to get sacked for a loss. Looks like number 90, Nathan Larson, was the first one to get there, but tackled by a trio of Falcons. Makes this 3rd down and long.
Yeah, the 2nd sack of the night on Spencer Stewart, this time for a big loss. Another momentum killer. Again, Matt, the Cougars just look flat. There's no drive. There's no poise. And they don't look mentally tuned into this game right now. Obviously, they have the physical tools. They've proven it. But it just looks frustrating at this point that things haven't gone their way. And maybe this is a carryover from last week, Matt. It was a tough loss last week to stomach for the Cougars. But this right here is beginning to hurt a little bit for the Cougars. So they're trying to prevent things from going from bad to ugly here while scoring points, and this isn't the way they want to see this end.
No, that's not how you want your season to end with 2 straight losses. Spencer Stewart draws back to pass, looks left, looks right, has a man open, and Addington catches the ball and holds on to the 45-yard line. What a play there by Shawnee Mission Northwest.
Caleb Addington again coming up big. It's been his day on the football field, Matt. Caleb Addington now surpasses 100 receiving yards on the day. A great day for Caleb Addington. 9:31 on the clock. Addington will be coming to the sideline to get a breather there, but he fully deserves that one. That was a big play.
A big play on 3rd down. Otherwise, we'd have to be punting. There's no way you get that distance on 4th down. On 4th down type of play. Stewart again, all on the shotgun, trips left in sort of that slope angle formation. I don't know exactly what you call that.
So Stewart goes for the hard count right there.
And then comes back with a check with me.
Going to be 5 yards back in the shotgun. Stewart again, like we said, Matt, doesn't run anything out of under the center right there, and maybe that's a testament to his height as well. Stewart, not a huge guy.
Good decision there by Stewart.
Tucks the ball, gets about 6 yards. As I was saying, Matt, Stewart is certainly not one of the tallest players in the field, standing only at 5'10", and even that might be a little generous. So he's got to get back behind that line of scrimmage, and starting from the shotgun gives him time and a little bit of space really to get back further if he needs to, so he can get the height needed to see over the big guys like Bruner and Travis Morrison standing in front of him.
Good play is on there by Stewart. They rushed 3, but they rushed around the outside. Good job by the line, creating that hole up the middle that he's able to run for 6 yards, make it 2nd down and 4.
So Spencer Stewart looks back to the sideline right here. On this near side, Hayden Goodpasser isolated one-on-one. No deep safety for Olathe South in this play.
And again, another design run, but that one is snuffed out quickly by the Falcon defense. Looks like the first one to get there was number 52, Tony Lunson.
Yes. The Olathe South Falcons certainly saw that one coming. Again, no safety. As I said, all the linebackers pinched in. They knew a run was coming, and they were ready for that one. 8:11 remaining. Spencer Stewart just got rocked right there. 3rd and 7 from the 42-yard line. Let's see if the Cougars can get another first down right here. Look to Caleb Addington again, cutting through the slot.
You're in 4-down territory, though. You're on your side of the field. You're in the third quarter. You trail by 17. You're in 4-down territory. Looks like they're showing blitz, and they're going to rush 4. They bring the blitz, and
a whistle was called.
A false start was called.
So that will back the Cougars up more.
To a
silly penalties right there. 3rd and 12, as Matt said. Again, Matt, they're making a big play, and then it's just tumbling back down the hill. It's snowballing, really, and we don't want to see this thing go downhill. Obviously, it's easy to get negative right now. They're still in this ball game, Matt. There's still 7:45 remaining, and they got a whole quarter to play. They're full timeouts. 21-point deficit isn't all that many for the Cougars. We know they can put up points, but man, Matt, it's just hard to watch right now.
Yes, this Cougar offense is not showing what they can show. They're not really going to take capability. They only rush 3. Stewart drops back to pass, tries to find a man, and that ball is swatted down. Intended target by number 5, Ty Lindemann. Great defense on that play by number 5 from Olathe South. Jamison Phillips brings down a 4th down and long, and I think you got to go for it.
Yeah, you almost have to,
and
Matt.
They're going to bring out the punting staff, though.
So Dugan's going to have another opportunity.
McCrite's going to come back there.
McCrite, yeah. Tristan McCrite will be punting this ball away, so Dugan's block kick isn't going to earn him another opportunity. It actually looks like Tristan McCrite.
Yep, what I just said.
I was looking to see Tristan McCrite. It looked like he'd lined up in a fullback position. Had the wrong number there. It will be McCrite to kick the ball away. Number 11.
And it's a fake! Morrison takes it to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, knocked out at the 15-yard line. The fake!
Travis Morrison.
Oh, my!
Just like the hog relay at the end of the track meets last season, Travis Morrison, who throws a shot put for Shawnee Mission Northwest. Track and field his race around the track last year, and he'd been preparing for that all off season. Travis Morrison, though, coming up, limping, maybe a costly play right there, but a big gain for the Cougars.
Taking Olathe South on a big ride on his green tractor right there, right up the middle for a first down.
So the Cougars. The Cougars
First down Cougars.
The Cougars convert on the 4th down from a fake punt. There was some confusion there, as I was saying. I was trying to identify what was going on there. Looked like some checks were going strange there. I caught that one before, and Morrison gets the snap. As Spencer Stewart looks to throw, he's got pressure, steps up in the pocket, lobs the ball into the corner. He's got a man open.
And did he catch it?
A great catch.
He caught it.
Ty Lindemann comes down with it inside the 5-yard line on the 4. An excellent throw by Spencer Stewart right there. So Spencer Stewart, an excellent throw, and the momentum is right back.
That could be the play of the game. The tractor going right the middle, plowing the green turf.
So the student section has huddled up like a bunch of penguins right there, but they got the energy back going again. When it gets cold, Matt, it gets hard to throw the ball. It gets hard to stay positive. You just want to go home, but just like this.
Student special, though, $99 for 3 months. Perfect deal.
So B.J. Harvey's wildcat run up the middle, looking like an opportunity to get some points right there. They're going to go for it right here again. I would not be surprised to see B.J. Harvey going at it again. They're mixing it up, though, Matt. Like we said, brings this game right back into the reach of the Cougars. 5:56 remaining. Cougar football has a touchdown.
That punt, though, if we come back to win this game, it will be that punt. That punt. That punt. One more time, that punt. That is the game-changing moment. McCrite on the kick to try to make this a 10-point game with 5:56 to go. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. And let's look for the officials. It is good. 14-24 with 5:56 to go in the third quarter. Cougars are right back in this with
Tristan
halfway
McCright.
through the third quarter.
Tristan McCright having a better night than he had last week. 2 for 2 on his extra points. Got to be something that you value too, Matt. You got to take all the free points you can get, just like penalties. Run the score up as much as you can because you never know when you're going to need those points. Obviously came back to bite the Cougars again last week. McCright's going to kick this ball away, but man, Matt, as you said, that Travis Morrison run is going to be one of the plays for the ages if the Cougars come back and win this game.
It is. For all you watching or all you hear, you'll be able to hear about the big conversation on Monday. If you're not watching or if you're not here, then what are you doing?
So,
real question.
Shawnee Mission Northwest will be kicking the ball away. Matt, I'm not sure how someone not watching is going to hear you say that. Olathe South is going to receive the kick.
All I'm saying is if you're not watching and you're not here, there's only one reason. You just don't like Northwest. That must be the reason. That has to be the reason.
Well, we sure like Northwest, Matt. The
We
score is
do.
24-14. Northwest trails, however, though. I got full confidence in the boys right here. It's been a great season for Cougar football. They're going to kick the ball away, and the defense is going to have an opportunity right here to make a stop and maybe get another turnover. 2 straight turnovers on the opening possessions, and one right here, Matt, would just be huge for the Cougars.
McCright with the pooch to the 25. Picked up by O South number 23. Blaze White. Not White Blaze, but Blaze White. I'll take the ball to the 30.
So B.J. Harvey throws
4.
the big hit down, spins him around at the 34-yard line. Harvey's going to stay in the game. He is one of the only members of the secondary, though, that is eligible to play in this game,
Yep.
whether it be by suspension or sickness. So B.J. Harvey's had a big night, though, Matt. He's got a touchdown and the interception to open up the game. Also made some great plays. A lot of stuff you like to see from your captain, number 14, B.J. Harvey.
Yep, agreed. Olathe South also did have advantage. They did not have homecoming last weekend, which, coming off that big game, you're very hyped up and everything, and then you come in the playoffs. It's sort of hard. You can be hyped up for 2 straight games. They did not have homecoming, which is a big factor, in my opinion, coming to this game, mainly for the hype-up factor.
So Olathe South hands the ball off up the middle. Even in the absence of Travis Morrison, that handoff up the middle ends up going nowhere. Morrison is taking a seat on the sideline. Don't know if he'll come back in as the trainer dealing with him, but the defensive line certainly having no problems right there stopping the run without the big nose tackle.
Big boy Garrett Edwards was the first one to get there. The big nose tackle down there, 300-plus pound nose tackle. Garrett Edwards able to penetrate the D and stop that in the heart.
So
Beat.
Austin White, Garrett Edwards, and Edward Gwynn, big G money down there, powering through the defensive line. Going to set a line right here and see if the linebackers and safeties
And
can
they're
come up
going
and
to
make
go
some
the
tackles.
handoff, and a good tackle in the backfield. Tackle on that play. Let's get a number on that one.
Austin White.
Austin White,
man, he's had a great season. The defensive line, really great year. Reed Simac, Austin White, John Hanneman, Edward Gwinnen, and Travis Morrison, Garrett Edwards, really all the big guys up front just powering away this year, setting the tone of the game, Matt. The games are decided in the trenches. I know it's cliche to say, but really it's something we've learned this year. The line hasn't been something that's been a strong point for Northwest football in years past, but this year they really amped it up. That's a testament to Coach Cook and his effort that he's put in with the boys off season right here. And the coaching staff this year really emphasized being stronger mentally and physically than the teams you play. You're not always going to be faster, but you can work harder in the weight room, and you can work harder on your mind and know the situations to be the better
They're
football
down
team.
at 10. And oh, man, he got lit up. Is he going to get the first down?
Austin
that
White.
spot was too generous, in my opinion. Austin White knocked Nick back to Shanghai on that one, but they're going to get the... Ooh, that's a close spot. First down. Oh, that is a heartbreaker. You bring the blitz. You get a nice hit on Nick, but he just gets over the finish line.
Yeah, Nick Jure takes a hit there, though. Stays in the ball game, but a big hit. Austin White, 2 straight plays, though, breaking through the backfield. But again, Nick Jure able to get far enough off the line of scrimmage, dropping back, throwing that ball from almost 10, 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage and still converts it for the first down. As that ball is broken through the middle by number 21, that looks like Tyler Cavill. Tyler Cavill giving the Cougars all sorts of problems this half.
That was another big play. That could be Olathe South's big game changer on that play. It looks like the Cougars were stopping him the first 2 plays, but nope. Gotcha. First down.
Olathe South has broken into Shawnee Mission Northwest territory. 3:58 remaining on the clock. It is 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Olathe South Falcons lead 24-14. Been a all over the place game. Matt Northwest took the lead early, and then Olathe South bounced right back. They come out of halftime. Score was 7-17, and Olathe South scores 4 plays right off the bat right there, and really sets the tone. But the big fake from Travis Morrison to power the Cougars ultimately set him up for the end zone run by B.J. Harvey.
As Nuremberg goes for a gain of 2, make it 2nd and 8. John Hanneman on the tackle with 3:25 to go in the third quarter. Let's see if the Cougars are able to stop this drive right here in their tracks. Most likely a 4-down territory. You're not in field goal range, but you're not in the range where punting it would do a lot of good.
Almost a personnel issue there for the Cougars. They're able to get 11 men on the field and everybody in their right spots right here. Pistol formation from Nick Jure. Nick Jure trying to set up his offense. 2 on the right side. Going to be a handoff right here. Fakes it. Keeps it himself. Nick Jure on the read option.
Nowhere on that play.
Gang tackled by the Cougars. Great defensive work from the Cougars there.
Yep, looks like Austin White was the first man to get there. Brings up another crucial 3rd down. They lose 3 yards, makes it 3rd down and 11. A big play. This could actually be one of the biggest plays of the game if they're able to stop him. If you're sack him right here, you might force him to punt here. If you create a 4-yard loss, if it's 4th and 15, there's really no chance you get it. Might as well punt it away. If it's an incomplete pass here and they don't get the 3rd down, you think about it, maybe you punt. Obviously, if you get 4 to 5 yards here and you make it within a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 range, you go for it.
So Olathe South has the ball, 3rd and 11, a big play here. The student section pounding on the bleachers. Sounds like a thunderstorm rolling by outside. Nick Jure looking to throw long.
He has double coverage.
And it's caught. Jake Nuremberg.
Wow.
Jake Nuremberg, an excellent reception right there. Nick Jure just lobs that ball up, says go get it, big boy, and he comes down with it. Wow, right there, a big 3rd and 11 conversion, Matt. That's something the defense cannot let happen. That's a heartbreaker right there. Just overall crushing play right there, and all of a sudden they're down inside the 20-yard line with an opportunity to extend their lead.
Now you got to force them to a field goal. A field goal doesn't really hurt you here. You're down by 10, they'll make you losing by 13. Still 2 possessions, still 2 touchdowns needed. A field goal doesn't hurt you here, but a touchdown will most likely steal the game.
So the defense has to step up right here. They got a new set of downs, though, to put the ball in the end zone.
And we're going to have a timeout call by Olathe South. Maybe try to calm the team down after that big play. You don't want to come in too adrenaline rush in the next play and make a stupid decision, not holding on the football or making a bad read, and give away that great catch by Jake there on that blast play. And that was a great catch and double coverage. And that's where we see the loss of Brockman and Gruhl.
Yeah, it's hard to play, Matt, when you're missing such a large portion of your starters. And now that Travis Morrison's out of the game as well, a little limp as well. Certainly not at full
Travis
strength.
will come back into play the next game, but he's not 100% yet.
With 1:45 remaining on the clock, the score is 24-14. Shawnee Mission Northwest defending with their backs to the end zone. Really just right along the goal line. Ball on the 22-yard line from Olathe South. They have some opportunities right here to put the ball in the end zone. It is 1st and 10 coming off the timeout. Let's see what they draw up right here, Matt.
I go with the run. In my situation, that's what they've been known for the entire half. Or not the entire half, the entire season here has been that run, read option type of offense. I mean, you could go with a mix-up pass as you see 33 in motion. He'll come right behind the center and act as a fullback as they are going to rush up the middle. And it looks like on the carry, gain of 3 yards.
So it's going to be Cavill again with the carry. The Cougars staying in their 3-4 front, Matt. Something they've ran all year, pushing guys like John Hanman to those outside linebacker spots where they have a little more room and they can use their speed and their agility to get around the edge. But really, lining up like that doesn't do a whole lot for you against a run up the middle. Nope. It's really limiting John Hanneman's effect on this football game, and he's a guy that can make that big game-changing defensive play, and he just hasn't had opportunities to make tackles because they refuse to run the ball at him.
Yep, when you're a DN and they run her up the middle, like you just said, you don't have a lot of influence on it. And that fake jet sweep, and tackled in the backfield on that play. Austin White again, who has been tremendous on this drive, comes in the backfield, tackles Civil, makes this a 3rd down and long. They're going to mark him back at the looks like they're going to mark him at the 18-yard line. Makes it 3rd down and 11.
So Austin White has 2 tackles for a loss on this drive alone, but really had a good game overall. He also laid the hit down on Jure on a pass,
on that
floated over
down,
the middle.
Yep.
It was a converted pass, but he definitely put the pressure on and made that pass even more difficult. 2 big completed passes from Olathe South, though. Difficult catches. Great defense from the Cougars. Not a whole lot they can do about it.
On the QB keeper, Jure is not going to get there.
Nick Jure carries the ball for a gain of about 4 or 5. It's going to be 4th down. Let's see if they pull the kicker out here, Matt. They don't really gain a whole lot, though, by getting 3 extra points. Cougar touchdown, or 2 more Cougar touchdowns is not a whole lot different from the score right now.
Agreed, but you can look at it as a momentum change, as this clock will go down to 0, and we will be ending the 3rd quarter as we go on to the 4th quarter of play. Cougars trailing 24-14. And like you did say, the coach will have a little time here to discuss the play call, but If you go with the kick, you make yourself up 2 touchdowns instead of touching the field goal, which, again, is not a great benefit. There's not a lot of gain in doing it. But on the contrary, if you go for it and don't get it, it is a huge momentum switch from the Olathe South Falcons to the Northwest Cougars. So that could almost be worse than kicking it. If going for it and not getting, not because Cougars will have great field positions, but because the momentum will be turned.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Matt. Making this kick just makes it seem like a scarier game, really. Even just putting more points on the board, 27-14 sounds scarier than 24-14, and that's an intimidation factor too. It's a 2-touchdown game. Either way for the Cougars, but just having those extra points on the board is a little bit more of the crushing weight on your shoulders that you got more points to come back to here. And putting the points on the board, obviously not a bad decision right here, as we look like Olathe South is going to be taking this kick.
And we don't have the best angle from our press box view. Be a about 30-yard kick. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and that does not look good from my angle. And it is not good. It looks like a little left and a little short, and a big momentum switch for the Cougars.
So the kick does come short. Shawnee Mission Northwest survives a little bit of a scare there, though the points wouldn't have done too much for him here. It's still a 10-point game. Shawnee Mission Northwest is going to have the ball on the 15-yard or 20-yard line, pardon me, and they're going to have an opportunity right here to advance it down the field 80 yards, Matt. They got 11:55 to get 2 touchdowns right here. They got to score points and then make a stop.
Yep, that is very true. You like to score them here in about 2 to 3 minutes. Leaving 8, you want to have 8 to 9 minutes left when your defense takes the field. A 3 and out will take another 3 minutes. With this Olathe South, about 2 minutes if you do a 3 and out with this Olathe South running out type of offense.
So Spencer Stewart finds the ball over the middle. It's Caleb Addington,
who can't break a tackle, and is dropped down at the line of scrimmage. On that play was number 48. Oh, who's not on our roster, but that's all right.
Matt, I'm not sure if we trust these Olathe South rosters yet. Maybe he ripped a number in warm-ups as well. A little confusion right there, though, early in the game. But right now the Cougars have the ball, driving down the field, 2nd and 9 with 11:30 remaining. Cougars got to not fully flush for time, but certainly got to be pretty snappy in what they're doing here. As Hayden Goodpaster comes across the middle. Spencer Stewart looking long. Another screen pass. Caleb Addington again running the opposite direction, gets laid out and maybe gets another yard right there. Caleb Addington certainly looks like he has the wind knocked out of him on that one.
He's slow to get up, and looks like Floyd Martin might check in for Addington, who's getting up a little shaky, but who wouldn't get shaky after that hit? 3rd down and 8 here for the Cougars. A big 3rd down. Need to get it. I don't know if you're in full down territory, but you're very close to it.
So Spencer Stewart right here, 3rd and 8 situation. Again, the Cougars like to throw the ball. That's what we're going to see right here, Matt. I'd bet a whole lot of money on it if I was a betting man right here. The sign comes in from the sideline. Stewart drops back, looking over the middle.
And just a little low. And that'll bring up 4th down and 8. The intended target was Addington. So Addington was the target 3 times on that play. We did not, on that drive, we did not see Hayden Goodpaster targeted once on that drive.
So we are sending the punter out onto the field here. If you're Northwest Cougars, Matt, you know it probably makes the most sense, but it may not be what you want to see out here. A missed punt right here, certainly not the best punts so far tonight. Obviously, use your fake opportunity. Would be really shocked to see it happen again. And they're going to give Olathe South the ball and an opportunity to score more points, putting a whole lot of faith in the defense here.
McCright back on the kick. Maybe a fake punt again, but I'm sure Olathe South is ready for this one. And a low snap. McCright gets it off, and that ball will spiral out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So the defense comes up here. Needs a 3 and out. Even if Olathe South doesn't score points, if they take 4 to 5 minutes off the clock, this game very well might be over. Interesting, though, in that last drive, that Hayden Goodpaster was not targeted once. It was to Caleb Addington 4 times.
Yeah, Hayden Goodpaster, the senior receiver, has some Division I offers here and there. Looks like he's going to play some college football. A big guy, really not a bad guy to go to in a situation like this, too. Deep ball threat, certainly, as we've seen, but opportunity to lob the ball up and use his height over some of these smaller corners to maybe to go get one and at least give him one opportunity to make a play.
An odd observation, I think the band's left.
The last game of the year. It's a cold one out there, Matt.
They decided to leave. That's okay, I guess, but Seville on the carry gains nothing. Actually loses yards. Loses 3 yards on that play. Will bring up 2nd down and 13. Yeah, the band left. It's like the band's on the field. False. They're at home.
So the band has headed out. It is a bit chilly tonight. environment certainly more conducive for Olathe South style of football, but Shawnee Mission Northwest sticking to what they know and throwing the ball right here. Olathe South again in no rush whatsoever to get these plays off right here. 13 seconds of the play clock. We expect them to run it down to almost 0 every single time they're on the field now for the rest of this game as they tick under 10 minutes remaining in this football game tonight.
The snap back to Nick. He looks right and is able to complete the ball to Civil. Excuse me, that's not Civil. That's number 23, Blaze White.
So that ball goes out of bounds. It does stop the clock. It's going to be 3rd and about 7 or 8 right here from the 40-yard line-ish for Olathe South. And Olathe South has the clock stopped. Wouldn't be surprised to see if they run the ball here, though, Matt. Taking some time, switching some personnel around. They got 25 seconds on the play clock. They're in no rush. Really, I think they're trying to sustain a drive here, Matt. They don't even necessarily need to get points unless they can get that touchdown. But like we saw last drive, they're content to take that field goal as well. But just knocking time off the clock every second off makes the job harder for the Cougars. Playing defense with offense, as you said earlier.
Yep, time of possession and field position. As a direct snap to Norberg. Or excuse me, not Norberg. That is number 5, Jamison Phillips, who takes the ball, and that will be a 4th down and 2 on that play. Jamison almost got his jersey ripped off. Maybe he'll get his number ripped off, and we'll have another wrong roster number.
Yeah, the bottom half of Jamison Phelps, number 5, comes off. So it's a little hard to identify who's who down here outside of the number. So we apologize in advance if Jamison Phelps comes on with a new number. We may not know who you are right there. So if we shout your name out, just consider it free publicity.
And if you are Kobe Shangun,
Kobe C.
The QB sneak and
a rugby style scrum.
Timeout.
We'll see where they spot it.
Nope. Timeout. O South before the hike. A huge 4th down here. If you don't get it, Cougar get the ball with decent field position with 9 minutes left on the clock. If you get it, you're able to milk down another 3 minutes.
So the timeout is called. Shawnee Mission Northwest is going to sit up their defense. Has an opportunity to put all the big guys in there. Travis Morrison, though, after that run, has not re-entered the game. Matt, that could be a big loss if it comes down to another goal line stand or even potentially this 4th and 2 right here, this big stop. That's a big body in the field that you're not going to have.
Yeah, he's come out to a couple huddles, but I haven't seen him play a snap yet. He's still walking around on, looks like a bad left hamstring is what my perspective of the injury is. We'll have to talk to Dan Fletcher later on with more of the injury report, especially if we win this week, and see if he'll be able to go next week. You know, sometimes in the cold weather, the injuries persist longer. You get a stinger in the warm weather, it's perfectly fine, but in cold weather, it takes a while to heal. They're going to look like a QB sneak here. Nope, they're going to run it to the outside, and he's going to be sacked on the play! The Cougars hold!
So Nick Jure, a little too casual, Matt. Didn't think he had any pressure at all, and all of a sudden, Austin White comes rolling up behind, and just like that, the Cougars have the ball right back in their hands from the 45-yard line.
A huge play by the Cougar defense with 9:03 left to go in the game. If they get that down, this game could very well might be over, but they stop them behind the line. Offense has to score here. The Cougar offense has to score.
So Shawnee Mission Northwest will have the ball on the 42-yard line. They have it themselves. Spencer Stewart has an opportunity right here to cement his name in the history books for Shawnee Mission Northwest, getting a district's win, Matt, a playoff win. They got a 10-point deficit right here. 24-14 is the score. Spencer Stewart drops back. A lot of pressure. Not sure who that pass is intended to.
Looks like Ty Linneman, but not really in the general vicinity. That honestly could be intentional grounding.
Ty Linneman spins around, not even sure that ball came to him. I'm not sure what happened there, though, Matt, but you got to be smarter right there if they're going to come back from this game. They have 9 minutes to get 10 points. Make a stop, score points right here. That's what's got to be going through the Cougars' minds.
2nd and 10 Cougars from their own 42-yard line. Stewart all alone in the backfield. We're going to have the more of the tight package here with trips left. Deuces right. Men in motion. That's good pass there with a fake jet sweep. The screen pass to Linneman. To the 45. He's going to be tackled down at the 46-yard line. Or they're going to mark him at the 47-yard line.
They found early success with that play, though, Matt, but really the yardage just dried up on that play the last couple of possessions. They've tried to run it a couple times. Hasn't been really working for them there. Olathe South identified the problem and addressed it at halftime, and just like that, the yards have gone away.
Makes it 3rd down and 5 here. A huge 3rd down here for the Cougars. You're in 4-down territory for sure. Deuces right. Trips left. Spencer all on the shotgun. Olathe South showing blitz. They bring blitz. They bring 5. And the ball is caught.
That's number 1, Montez Smith. Montez Smith
And Stewart is slow to get up after getting rocked in the play. It's interesting that they don't bring like a Hanneman or a Jack Merritt back as a fullback to act as a blocker. As you see Jack Merritt going to check into the game as Stewart just got rocked there, you think you would have a blocking running back in the backfield to pick up on those blitzes.
Spencer Stewart looks a bit shaken up there, coming slowly, quick steps, got his head down low. B.J. Harvey enters the game in the Wildcat formation. Hayden Goodpasser doesn't even enter the huddle. Would indicate a run play right here.
Yeah, Hayden he's just out there blocking.
Hayden Goodpasser is going to run up the field, try to clear some space for Harvey right here. Man in motion. It's Linneman. Harvey keeps the ball on his left side, runs towards Hayden Goodpasser, finds a seam, gets to the 40.
Harvey, to 30, to 25, to 20, to 15. Can he go all the way down to the 10-yard line?
B.J. Harvey breaks to the 11-yard line right there. B.J. Harvey, excellent run. Hayden Goodpasser clears the space. Harvey finds a seam, breaks free, gets down to the 11-yard line. And just like that, the Cougars are inside the red zone. 7:53 remaining. They have an opportunity to put a touchdown on the board here. This is a completely different ball game.
B.J. Harvey will remain in the backfield on that play. Caleb Addington out left. Not really the type of guy you want blocking out there, but whatever works. B.J. Harvey takes it the middle and will be shot down at about the 9-yard line.
Spencer Stewart and Hayden Goodpasser standing on the sideline, ready to check into the game, standing next to Coach Black. We'll see if B.J. Harvey stays out there, though, for another play. They found success again with the Wildcat formation. Worked last week, Matt. Worked a couple weeks ago. Something they go into again and again. Maybe we'll see more of it next year. They have the personnel to do it. Jamie Alexander and Ty Linneman both capable of running this formation as well next year. So it's something the Cougars could build off of for seasons ahead.
We're not talking about the future. We're talking about the present. Just like we're not talking about games. We're talking about practice. My man, practice.
So B.J. Harvey will stay in the game at the Wildcat.
Makes it 2nd down and 8.
Hayden Goodpasser has checked back in on this left side over here. Hands the ball off to Linneman. Linneman gets through.
Touchdown Cougars!
Ty Linneman punches that one into the end zone. And it's a 24-20 ball game. Tristan McCright has an opportunity for an extra point right here to make it a field goal game. Ty Linneman sneaks through. B.J. Harvey with the handoff. An excellent series.
A good sign, too, on that play. Guess who was in the game? Travis Morrison, a good sign there. He's still limping off the field, but able to get his blocks in order for a touchdown Cougars, 20-24, pending the extra point.
Travis Morrison, gutsy performance. Limps over to the bench and grabs the Powerade. He deserves that one right there. Coming in from the injury, Tristan McCright's kick. That one looks like it was good. We'll see the signal from the officials. So the kick is converted by Tristan McCright. It's a 3-point football game. Matt Owens, 6:52 on the clock. Defense makes a stop right here. Shawnee Mission Northwest has to like the way things have been looking.
They do indeed. We'll see if this defense is able to come up with a stop. You come up with a stop of 3 and out. That's going to take about a minute and a half off the clock. 6:52 minus. We'll give them 2 minutes. That gives you 4 minutes to go down the field and win the game.
There's a lot of injured guys hobbling off the field right there. G Money and Austin White also
right now.
The
cameras are wonderful advisor, none other than Mr. Dent.
So the offensive line comes off the field. Great series by the offensive line, though, Matt. Opening lots of holes. Really, you don't get to see how solid a work the offensive line is doing. You can only evaluate them by how much time they're giving a quarterback. But when you're running the ball, it's easy to see the work that they're doing up front in the trenches, opening gaps here and there for guys like B.J. Harvey and Ty Linneman ultimately to run through for that touchdown.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I am Matthew Owens.
I'm Josh Irving, and we got a Cougar football game right here. It's going to be our first playoff game at home since 2010. The Cougars trail the Olathe South Falcons 24-21. Olathe South 3-5 on the year. Cougars ended the game 4-4 after a heartbreaking loss to Olathe North last week. But right here, they're coming back from this game once down 24-7, and just like that, we got a whole new football game right here. As the ball almost shared between Olathe South Falcons. That's busted up the middle.
Ball loose. Who comes up with it? And I think Olathe South may have it. We'll see. Cougars think they have it. The referees are going to undo the scrum. A Northwest player is down. Who has it?
Shawnee Mission Northwest sideline pointing their way. Olathe South does come up with the ball. So the Cougars unable to recover the fumble. Man, Matt, that would have been huge right there. A big turnover, almost the case, but still not a bad sign from the Cougars. They're popping the ball out. Curious to see how the defensive line holds up, though, Matt. It looks like Austin White, G Money, Edward Ginn, as well as Travis Morrison, all coming up limp and injured in the last series. Really,
and Jack Merritt came up very slow on that last kickoff return, too.
At this point in the season, everyone's got knocks. It's time to see who's got heart, who's got the grit to battle through it right here and make stops, make plays. So here we are in our 9th football game of the year. The ball's handed off by Jure up the middle to Cavill.
And he's going to gain 1 yard. To Cavill. Civil Cavill.
So the ball is handed off up the middle. The clock is still running. Shawnee Mission Northwest, no rush, though. Really plenty of time on the clock. They have all 3 timeouts, though. Bo Black, excellent job conserving timeouts in case they have to run a 2-minute drill, something I'm sure they ran over and over again in practice in this last week. These are the big moments that you prepare for all year right here. 6:13 on the clock.
The Cougars sideline is getting pumped and hyped up now. You didn't see this earlier on in the game, especially in the early stages of the third quarter, and now they're getting hyped. They believe that they have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, man, it's a positive sign right there. Even just bouncing on the sideline, being on your toes, whether you're on the field as the ball's run up the middle, not a whole lot of room right there. Maybe 1 or 2 yards from Jure. Jure, not as much success in this half as he had in the first half running the ball. But as we were saying, just being on your toes on the sideline, being ready to step in on a moment's notice and make the play when the coach calls your number, that's what's going to win this game for the Cougars.
Yep, as Nick Jure runs up the middle. Looks like they're going to give him a gain of 2, makes it 3rd down and 7. A big 3rd down, because if you're Olathe South here, I don't think if you don't get it, you got to punt it. I don't think you can go for it. You can't risk it. A huge 3rd down. 3rd down and 7. Cougars bringing blitz. Comes back to throw. The pass is dropped, and no flag. It'll be 4th down. They'll be forced to punt. A huge job by this Cougar defense. The clock stops. 5:20. Plenty of time left to come down the field and score.
That's a great play by number 19, Trey Eccles. Trey Eccles hasn't seen a whole lot of time on the field right here, Matt. But as we were saying, stepping up in the big moments as a man for Olathe South is down.
That looked like number 3, Ben Lukanak, wide receiver, is down the play. We hope there's nothing serious about him. Maybe hope we just got the wind knocked out of him. But that Cougar defense coming in clutch here on that 3rd down, causing 4th down and 7. And if you're O South, I don't think you can go for it. You can't risk it. You don't get it. First of all, Cougars have all the momentum in the game. And plus, they're only going to have about 45 yards to go for a touchdown.
Yep.
And, 35 yards to get into field goal range. So if you're like South, you have to punt it here with 5:20 to go.
Matt, I wouldn't be surprised, though, if it's a fake or something as well, because punting the ball away obviously pins them back, but they've shown this half that they can't stop the Cougar offense. They have 2 touchdowns. The momentum is building. And a fake punt, just as we saw with Travis Morrison, changes the momentum of the game. If they convert this fake punt right here, Matt, it's back in the hands of Olathe South, and it's still their ball game to win. Remember, Matt, they are up in this game.
Pardon my apology. The injury on the field was not number 3. It was number 2, Jake Nuremberg. So that could be a big loss if he's unable to come, as he's been really their main read option type of guy.
So Olathe South kicks the ball away. Not a bad punt at all. It's going to bounce in front of Hayden Goodpasser. Picked up on the left side. He's going to get a few yards, tackled at the 30. So they're going to have 5 minutes and 11 seconds, 3 timeouts for Spencer Stewart and the Cougars to drive down the field and put a touchdown on the board. Holy cow, folks, this is why we watch football right here. A cold night in late October right here, the first home playoff game since 2010. We are happy to be bringing you this broadcast. The students are packed on the sections like penguins, trying to stay warm in this weather. The fans are here and ready to support the Cougar offense. And just like that, Matt, we have a whole different ball game.
Very different team than what we saw in the first half.
So Spencer Stewart will be back in the game after B.J. Harvey finished the series for the Cougars. 5:11 remaining, 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line after Hayden Goodpasser's short punt return right here. He's got 2 on his right side and 3 on his left. Spencer Stewart sends Lindemann in motion. Doesn't move much of the Olathe South defense, though. Stewart drops back to throw. Has some space himself, takes it, and slides down.
Good
gets about
decision
3
by
yards. Avoids it. Yeah.
Oh, you can go.
Avoids the contact right there. Pretty sure Matt and I are about to say the same thing. We touched on it in the first half, but
sliding.
Unnecessary hits. Really not anything Spencer Stewart wants to take, especially if he's going to be playing quarterback next year, senior year, and for years to come in college. He's got to keep his body healthy. Got to keep everything fit and in shape there.
Stewart all alone in the shotgun formation. He has trips to the right, deuces left. Olathe South going to bring that blitz again. Stewart able to avoid. No, he's going to get sacked for a loss. The Olathe South brings a blitz, and that's why I don't understand why you bring a Jack Merritt in there or a Hanneman to be an extra either in a tight end or a fullback position.
Yeah, left Spencer Stewart out to dry right there. A hobbling offensive line who really had some struggles defending him even early in this game, Matt. And they've just gotten weaker as the game goes on. 4:14 remaining. The clock continues to tick down, and a timeout is called by Shawnee Mission Northwest. Bo Black's got a big decision on his hands. Not a whole lot of plays in the playbook for a 3rd and 15 situation, Matt. You got to throw it to Hayden Goodpasser or Caleb Addington, a guy that you know can get the job done, has done it before in big games, has done it before in important moments, and has confidence to make the play You know, even just being open in this situation, Matt, there's a whole lot of pressure on these guys right here. This could be their last game, as you said right here. So you got to go to a guy that you know can make a play, a captain, a guy, a senior leader that's going to step up in the big moment and get this first down.
I very much agree with you, Josh. One thing you could do here is you could play 4-down ball, which basically means you gain half here and half on the 4th down play, which is a situation you could do. You do not want to leave a 4th and 15. That is almost basically committing suicide in that situation. Here's my plan. You run a couple vertical routes down the field, a couple post routes, try to get some open field, try to get the 15 yards on that one play, or you run a couple of slant or curl routes to try to gain the 6 or 7 yards to make it a manageable 4th down.
Shawnee Mission Northwest now ready to run their play. 21 seconds on the play clock. Spencer Stewart all alone, 3 on his right, 2 on his left. Hayden Goodpaster in motion.
The
Hands
reverse,
the ball off.
the flea flicker.
Spencer
Stewart
Stewart
down the field to Addington into quadruple coverage and almost intercepted. Oh, that was cool for a second.
Spencer Stewart, Hayden Goodpaster, Floyd Martin, back to Spencer Stewart. And on the most important play of the year, we run an unsuccessful flea flicker. And, man, that's just deflating, Matt. Just deflating to watch. Spencer Stewart had plenty of time to make a throw, but looking downfield, there just wasn't a whole lot of options for him, really. Just had to throw it up there. And just like that, the Cougars will be defending. Looks like a 6-man front right here. Not sure what's going on defensively.
And I think Olathe South is preventing the fake. They do not want to fake. They're going to give the possession or give the field position away. Yeah, there was 4 whites and 1 black shirt around there, and that's not going to work out very well. Back to punt looks like Dugan.
Wasn't that last play 4th down?
No, it's 3rd down. And that goes about as far as a soybean in the winter. 5 yards.
That punt, I'm not sure I understand that reference, Matt. That punt.
Well, in the wintertime, plants don't grow very much, do they?
Why soybean?
Matt Owens, the man, the myth, and the analogy legend, right here in the booth of this.
No, but think about it, though.
3:55 remaining. Trying to find some positives from this game. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Olathe South here. Going to try to run down some clock. The Cougars do have 2 timeouts here. Another big defensive stop could give them some time, but, man, it would have been great to get points in that last series.
As Siebel goes up the middle and will gain a decent amount of yards. But back to the analogy. Okay, so a soybean doesn't grow a lot during the winter because it's cold, okay? You don't grow a lot when it's cold. It waits till it's warm. So that's why the analogy was made. That kick went as far as a soybean in the winter.
Well, Matt, let's hope that this run play here from Olathe South goes about as far as soybean from the winter, too. See if we can move the downs right here. 2nd and 6 from the 27-yard line for Olathe South right here. They're going to run the ball right up again. Everyone's packed into the line of scrimmage. That ball's to Cavill again. Cavill gets maybe 1 right there. Cougars do a great job of pushing them back, but another 25 seconds will tick off the clock here after the ball is set.
More time than that even, because the referee will take his sweet time once the ball is set. The ball is set clearly, but the play clock's not started. I don't know why. And then finally now the play clock started. So this will tick down. Looks like there's 20 seconds on the play clock, so this ball will get down to the 2:30s before most likely it's hyped.
Olathe South taking their sweet time. They're in no rush right here. They have a playoff victory on their hands right here. So the quarterback, Jure, stands over center, takes the snap from right below, snaps it with 7 seconds on the play clock, hands it off to Cavill. Cavill gets forward.
A fumble! A fumble's on the ground. Who has it?
We'll see the signal from a referee. Waiting for the official. Shawnee Mission Northwest thinks they have it. They're running out of the pile, pointing their direction.
And Northwest has the football! Austin White comes out of the huddle. If he didn't make the great plays on the last one with the sacking of the quarterback on 4th down, he comes in with a fumble recovery.
Austin White recovers the fumble. 2:38 on the clock. They're going to be on the 25-yard line about for the Cougars offense. 2:38 remaining. 2 timeouts. Matt Owens, you got
This is the game.
Put it down in your quarterback's hands. Let Spencer Stewart do something right here. Open up the playbook. This is your season right here. The biggest drive in Cougar football since we've been in high school, Matt Owens. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it comes down to right here. October football, 2:38 remaining. Spencer Stewart's going to put 4 on his left side, 1 on his right. Standing in the middle of the hash mark, Spencer Stewart takes the snap, looking to his left, checks to his left again, looks for the screen pass.
And short of Ty Lindemann.
So Ty Lindemann gets
It's a
out
second
wide.
down.
Great coverage from Olathe South, though, down the field. Olathe South is something unique about their defensive core, though, Matt. They have corners that are all tall. Cornerbacks are all standing above 5'5", which is a strange matchup for most of these receivers who really are pretty small guys outside of Goodpasture. Goodpasture's got a man on him that's standing at 6'1". It's a good matchup for Goodpasture still, but most of the wide receivers are marked on guys that are taller than them, so Spencer Stewart's going to have to look for these check down runs and these curl routes as he looks again to his left side. This time he's got pressure from behind.
He's sacked!
Olathe
Picked
South
up by Olathe South.
recovers the fumble
And-
inside the 10. Spencer Stewart had no idea it was coming, and just like that, the Cougars give the ball right back to Olathe South.
2:26 to go in the game. Be first down and 10 for the Falcons. And that won't directly end the Cougar season, but that makes it pretty darn close to ending the season.
So if Olathe South is able to put a touchdown on the board here, the Cougars will not like their chances. The defensive stop really is their only hope right here. Another big play. Defense done great in the second half, though, Matt. Only allowing 7 points in a half against an offense that put up 70 last week. So really can't fault this one on the defense right here. That's another turnover from Spencer Stewart, though. Story of his season, lots of passing yards, and just like that, that's a touchdown run from Cavill. Cavill to put this game away. Tyler Cavill with another break free into the touchdown. The score is 30-21. And the Shawnee Mission Northwest sideline, you thought they were deflated it early in the third quarter, and now, Matt, look at the sideline. We got guys in their knees. This is their last game, and 2:22 remaining. Things just got a whole lot worse.
Yep, 2:22 to go. On the extra point, you're going to make it 31-21. You need a miracle.
So the extra point right here will make it a 9-point game. That means Shawnee Mission Northwest needs 2 scores. Missing this extra point, pardon me, we'll make it a 10-point game. Still a 2-score ball game. That kick is off the upright.
No good.
Not going to matter much, though, Matt. They still need to score 2 times to take the lead. Really wouldn't have been a bad chance for them to go for 2 there from Olathe South to ensure that a touchdown and a field goal would not put them out of this game. But, Matt, it's hard to stomach really watching Cougar football all season this year, and it's going to come down from 2:22 to remaining. They still have an opportunity, but it's going to take something never before seen right here.
You're going to need a touchdown in a minute or so, and then an onside kick to get yourself in the field goal range to try to tie this game and send it to overtime. That would be the best possible situation. You got 2:22 left. You don't have a lot of time, but we will see what they do. I wouldn't expect South to kick it very far, because you never know who can return it for a touchdown right here, and that would only take about 10 to 15 seconds off the clock for that return TD.
If something's going to happen here, though, Matt, Spencer Stewart's got to shake that last fumble out of his head. He's got to clear his mind. It's really like a great pitcher in baseball. Nothing will rattle him here. You got to think about the next pitch and forget about everything else that's happened in the season, in the game. You got to move on to your next play and attack your next mismatch right there. So the ball will be kicked away by number 96. Not listed on the roster from Olathe South here, and I'm not even going to make up a name because
we'll call him Austin Archino. He's number 98.
So that ball is kicked long.
And they do kick it to
fielded by
Goodpasture.
Hayden Goodpasture. Hayden Goodpasture,
the
fake reverse. Hayden Goodpasture's got some space. Slowed down. Looked like he had a seam. Didn't hit it hard enough. Thought he had some room there, though, Matt, but ends up around the 30-yard line. They're going to be in similar field position they were to start the last drive.
Did not use a sewing machine to his advantage on that one. Did not find the seam up the middle. On the field is number 23, Blaze White, who we've been calling his name a lot tonight. He's been an impressive, sort of a secondary running back option. He looks in pain down there. Looks like grabbing his right knee as the athletic training staff's out there to assist him. Really for Cougars, 2:14 to go. You're in a hurry-up type offense. Get out of bounds, get first downs, and you got to score within a minute and a half.
Yeah, Matt, I'm not sure why the Cougars would throw anything less than 10 yards down the field right now. They got to move the ball, and they got to move the ball fast. There's no screen pass time right now. Obviously, maybe on first down there's an opportunity to get a ball in here or there, but everything's got to be in the air, and the clock has to tick as little as possible every single time. If you catch a ball and you don't get out of bounds, you got to get up to that line of scrimmage as fast as possible and conserve the clock.
And if you're Olathe South, Cougars do have timeout, 2 timeouts, of which will help. And if you're Olathe South, you do have 1 timeout, and you're thinking, well, why would you burn that? Well, if the Cougars go right down the field with 3 plays and get to the 10-yard line real quick, you want to call that timeout in order to huddle the team up to get that defense ready to go. So even this timeout for Olathe South could be a benefit.
Yeah, Matt, this loss, even though it's frigid cold outside, isn't going to hurt any worse. The cool is not going to cool down at all.
Nope.
It's going to be a stinger for a long time for these Cougar football players. They were so close. The comeback was on the up, and that fumble really just crushing the momentum, just like the hit on Spencer Stewart. That ball pops out, lands in Olathe South's hands, and Tyler Cavill wastes no time punching it into the end zone. The first half touchdown from Shawnee Mission Northwest from Caleb Addington, a good sign. The second half, B.J. Harvey with the quarterback sneak from the Wildcat formation for another 10-yard touchdown, and then Ty Lindemann again from inside the 10. They hand off the 3 touchdowns for the Cougars tonight. Really not a poor performance at all. The defense, especially in the second half, has been limiting Olathe South to very few plays after starting off the game in a rough stretch, forcing 2 turnovers, though. But they were working the ball well, so a great game from the defense. Offense hasn't played too horrible. They still put up 21 points, Matt. That's not awful. I mean, that will win you some football games. Yep. That's enough to certainly keep you in the game.
As Blaze White is being assisted out the field, we hope a speedy and a fast recovery to him. Looks like his left knee, he is not putting any pressure on that, so we don't know the severity of that injury, but must be at least decently bad to be unable to get off the field in his own power. Spencer Stewart back in the shotgun. He has the tight trips left package, and he has deuces up on the right. With 2:14 to go, we can see what they do here. Lindemann in motion on the right-hand side. Stewart drops back to pass, only a rush of 3. Stretching around, has a man, and that is dropped by Zach Dugan. Brings up second down and 10 with 2:09 to go in the game. Good. Just a drop there by the Cougars. A good play, though, by Stewart. Finding the open man wide up in the middle, but drops will kill you. Stewart all alone in the shotgun. Trips right, deuces left. Olathe South will being 3. On a design QB run, he gets to the 35-yard line before being tackled down. Looks like number 91. Braden Clausen was the first man to get there. Time will keep running under at 2 minutes now to 1:50. Cougars get back to the line, trying to go quickly. Travis Morrison hobbling off the field there with a leg injury. Deuces left, trips right. He hikes the ball back. Complete to Caleb Addington for a first down.
Matt, doesn't really look like the Cougars are trying to score quick points here. That's a quarterback run up the middle right there, unable to get out of bounds, and then a 4-yard screen pass as we watch another 15 seconds tick off the clock here. This is time the Cougars just can't waste right now.
Spencer drops back to pass, avoids one man, tries to go down the field to Addington, but is incomplete over his head. Brings up second down and 10 with 1:30 to go in the game.
So the ball over Caleb Addington's head. 1:30 remaining. The incomplete pass does stop the clock. Matt, they need 2 scores. They got 1:30. Just doesn't look like it's going to happen right here as they have the ball on their own 42-yard line. It is 2nd and 10. 5 wide receivers still on the field for Spencer Stewart. Everything's going to have to go long from this point on.
Trips right, deuces left. Stewart drops back to pass on the rush of 3. Another design QB run. Stewart take out the ball up the middle. He'll gain the ball to the, looks like the 45-yard line, or 46-yard line. These runs are all perfect when you have 8 minutes left to go. But with 1:24, yes, you gain some yards. But once that ball is hiked, or excuse me, once the ball is set at the chains move, this clock will start. 1:24 on the clock. Trips left, deuces right.
Yeah, this is backyard football, Matt. The Hail Mary every single time right here. QB sneaks are allowed. We're going to let Spencer Stewart throw this ball down the field right here as he finds a man over the middle. That's Hayden. Good passer. Wrapped up quickly, though, by the secondary. That's number 14, Evan Foster. Evan Foster been making plays all night for this Olathe South defense.
Time will tick down. It'll be second down and 1 for the Cougars. Time ticks down. We are at 1 minute left. Trips left. Deuces right. Stewart drops back to pass. Rush of 3. Another design QB run. Stewart will take the ball to the 30, to the 25, and still pushing his way through. Spencer Stewart not giving up on the play. Gets the ball down to the 18-yard line. The clock will stop with 50.4 seconds to go.
Bo Black signals for a timeout. Looked like he was going to signal for a timeout. Approached the line judge. Instead, he's going to let the Cougars run a play here, deciding to keep things rolling right here. The referee has not moved over the spot yet, so the play clock is not running. Now it's running. Spencer Stewart under center again. Looking to take the snap quickly. Got to fire this one into the end zone to have any chance of getting any points on this next possession. That ball's floated up.
And is
intercepted. Olathe South will win this football game tonight. 37 seconds remaining. The Cougars have 2 timeouts. They can stop it twice, but that won't be enough to end this or to keep this clock from running out.
Nope, just a couple kneel downs will end this game. for the Cougars is Olathe South. I haven't checked the score tonight. Blue Valley was playing North in the 12 to 15 seed matchup, but most likely Blue Valley will win that game. And in that instance, Olathe South will be making the trip out to Stillwell, Kansas next week to face Blue Valley. And should be an interesting matchup in that case. Blue Valley this year, a little, they're in the 2 seed in the East, and that's considered down for Blue Valley. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform tonight and going into next week.
Yeah, Blue Valley coming off the tragic loss of their head football coach, built up excellent program there at Blue Valley High, consistent and perennial power team, honestly, and then they walk in week 1 and they go and play Miege and basically get sat down and pushed back onto their butts. And not a great start to the year, but they've rebounded from that loss, Matt. Miege, Carter Putt's one of the greatest quarterbacks the state of Kansas has seen, a 3-year varsity starter at Bishop Miege High School, something that just is completely unheard of for a school of that caliber, leading the team past Blue Valley. But after that, rebounding a great game against Blue Valley North, ultimately a win for Blue Valley North, but certainly contended with one of the best teams in the state. And Matt, I think it's going to come down to Blue Valley North, Lawrence Free State, and Shawnee Mission East with realistic chances this year. The top 3 teams in this state are so much above and beyond everyone rest in the pool.
I think you got to throw in Derby in there. I think Derby has proved from the West time and time again. The only problem with Derby is we don't really know how good they are because they don't play anyone. They play in the West. Hutchinson's out there, Dodge City, there are a couple of decent teams, but not a lot of quality teams like East, in the East, or Free State, or even like a Lawrence-type caliber.
So we are resetting the game clock to 35.1, 25 seconds on the game clock. The Cougars did burn 1 timeout right there, but they're going to kneel the ball right here. Another timeout, and then another kneel should end this game. As you were saying, Matt, though, that's the thing about those teams from the western side of the state. Kansas is so interesting because the population is so centered on this right-hand side that everything west of Lawrence, really, we don't see at all in Kansas City at any point throughout the season. So like you said, the teams like Dodge City, Garden City, Hutch Prep, Derby, we don't see them at all, and they're unknowns when they come into the playoffs. So it makes it really hard to game plan for these teams. So sometimes they're not even the better football team. They just can throw something that these Kansas City teams haven't seen yet all year and advance past in the playoffs.
I agree very much with that comment, Josh. East, though, looks very dominant this year. I watched Free State. We broadcast the Free State and Shawnee Mission East games, and East just looked flat-out dominant. Free State had some holes in their offense. Their defense played very well, but their offense, I thought, had a lot of holes. I'm going to say East wins it this year. I think they're very dominant, both their offensive and defensive schemes. As the clock ticks down to 0, the final score, 30-21. We will come back inside the studio here with me and Josh to finish up this game. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Matt Owens, and Josh Sure, if he's going to get some cords untangled. It's a little tight in this press box tonight. Come up. This is the Cougars as they end their season with a 4-5 record. Not the 500 record that we thought they might get with a win tonight and a loss tomorrow. But this really speaks to last week's game. If we face last week's game and we win that, we beat Olathe North. We're most likely playing Shawnee Mission North tonight, which would be most likely a win for the Cougars.
Yeah, Matt, this Cougar football team has come a really long way since last year at this point. They played Shawnee Mission East and got absolutely leveled and, quite frankly, embarrassed off the field. It's a 30-21 score tonight, Matt, against an Olathe South team that isn't dominant, isn't on the same level as that East team, but this is a competitive football game, and outside of that fumble from Spencer Stewart, they had an opportunity to drive down the field and win this game. I mean, it was in their hands for the taking. Obviously couldn't get it, but can't take anything away from the guys. They turned around a program that was coming off of 1 win last year. 1 win against a very bad Shawnee Mission South team.
Basically sophomores and juniors because all the seniors quit.
And it's a 4-win football team, and last week's result could have even put them at 5-3 realistically, and nobody would have complained. They said they would have deserved the record. All in all, Matt, a great season of Cougar football. Exciting things to come for the years ahead.
It is very exciting for the years to come. The seniors out there, we're going to lose a lot on defense next year. Offense, you lose Hayden Goodpaster and you lose Caleb Addington, our big wideouts, but you do have your quarterback coming back. So there's going to be a lot of questions coming into next season about how do we replace our seniors, as with any year. But I think this year especially, these seniors have given a lot to their team and their organization, but we'll see what they show up in their practice in the spring, and then when they see their scrimmages in the summer.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting year of Cougar football. I'm sure Bo Black's going to start planning for it the second he gets home tonight. He's got a lot of big things planned ahead. I'm Josh Sherby. This is Matt Owens.
This is our final broadcast of our career here at Shawnee Mission Northwest.
Yeah, we'll see you guys during basketball season.
We will see you during basketball season.
Thank you tonight to Preston Wilson, Sam Springer, Sophia Clark, Eric Maxon, Anna Tomasi, Sophia Nash, Dawson Mesh, and I Spencer Engleby.
Appreciate to those two guys. They're out there in the freezing. It's about 31 degrees.
Everyone that sat out in the
Yes.
cold in the cameras tonight. Great work from everyone, and special thanks to Mr. Dent, our sponsor. Great job, Matt Owens. Great job, Cougar football. It's been a great year.
It has
We're
been a
signing
great
off
year.
for the last time. We'll see you guys in basketball season. Have a great night.
You too.